Oh boy, let's get ready to rumble.
Golly.
What is going on, All Terrain
Watch
Nation?
out. You might get hit with copyright on that one.
I might. That boxer or that announcer guy might get me. What is going on, All Terrain Nation? Will it be two-wheel drive, Kelly?
Four-wheel drive.
It only matters what you drive, Aly. If we're talking Ford Broncos tonight, correct?
Correct.
All right, I just double checking there. I didn't know. I have so many of these live streams now. I never know which one I'm doing anymore. I'm like, okay, there's two other ladies in the show. It's got to be Broncos, so we got to be talking Broncos. But this is your Bronco Talk Live, presented by who, Kelly?
White Knuckle Off-Road.
White Knuckle Off-Road, the amazing rock sliders that we've yet to put on our Bronco because it's cold out and I'm being I'm being a little bee right now. Is what that's
true story.
But all they ask is you guys go over to whiteknuckleoffroadproducts.com and just check out their product. That's all they ask from us. They said, hey, if they do that, we'll consider this a home run. So go do that and we will be happy. So it's Monday. It's Broncos. I'm pretty hyper.
And it's scary.
It's been a hell of a day so far for me, and I want to continue that awesome day. So cheers, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Kelly, how is your day going?
It's been interesting.
There you go.
It's been a Monday.
Work. Like it's just been
yeah. Well, Aly, how's your day going? Any better than interesting?
It's been a Monday.
Manic Monday. Well, tonight we have Jordan Parker on the show. As soon as Jordan, well, they might not know. Jordan is in, Johnson Valley right now.
Mm-hmm.
He is at King of Hammers. So they're trying to fix get everything in order so the internet works right. But he'll be in just a little bit. So if you were here for Jordan, go ahead and just smash that like button. Jordan would appreciate that. I've seen their live streams. He would say, hey, do it for ATNs, what he would say. But so if you expect to see Jordan on there, you're probably like, hey, where in the hell is Jordan? He will be here. Trust me. Anyway, so Aly, what is going on in the world of Bronco this week? What's people fussing about? I've had a lot of people hit me up going, hey, I took my hard top off, my Lux package off, and I'm getting builds.
I've had so many VINs pull. It's insane. So I'm just happy that people are actually getting their Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally had one pull, and it will be here probably tonight or first thing tomorrow. And
nice.
I've noticed this person comment a ton on Facebook and stuff, and I'm like, it's not your dealer, dude. We physically have and last I checked it was on chip hold. And I text someone I know at the plant, I'm like, give me this Bronco. Tell me what's going on. They're like, it's showing chip hold. I'm like, on my side, they're like, yeah, it's in the shipping yard. I'm like, perfect. Someone just forgot to hit the button. It's cool.
Yeah.
So
that's the guy I want to kill when ours never got that next
didn't get that button.
That Domino's tracker didn't work right.
Yeah,
but, too, I had somebody ask in our Discord, hey, mine says ship, haven't seen it. There was a train issue, wasn't there, Aly, that I don't know. We don't know exactly what was on it, but
I don't know what was on it, but there was a train derailed very close to Michigan, or in Michigan, very close to the plant. So
and it did look like a vehicle from the picture that I seen. It did look like it was transporting vehicles. No.
But in the defense,
it was a vehicle transport. They were very clear on that, but they never said which brand. So
I was going to say, and let's be honest, there's not just Ford in Detroit. There's GM, because my dad used to load the rail cars, so he used to load trucks on them and everything else. So there's many other.
I thought it was just Ford. You mean there's other car companies in Detroit?
Yeah.
Weird.
What is it? Toyota?
Blasphemy. No. You're talking big three, buddy. Big three.
Yeah.
Isuzu,
cars up here.
Nissan, and Mitsubishi. The big three.
Nissan's in Smyrna.
Oh, man, I'm no good at these games.
Dummy.
I'm no good at these games.
Ugh.
But so I know there was somebody going, hey man, do you know what was on there? I'm like, I have no clue, man. I'm not
We're not that close connected.
I have some connections there, but I'm not I don't have the police department's number and in the CSX and everybody. I'm sorry. But if we were to be able to find out for you, I would gladly do that.
Why don't we do the intros?
I'm glad that didn't go viral though.
Yeah, I am too. Well, now it will.
Now it will. That Dave said something about it.
Yeah, but that was a week or so ago, too. A week?
I am surprised Bronco 6G didn't. They're itching for anything. Hey, this one came with a red air cap instead of the normal black. It's a special edition.
Big news. Bold letters.
All right. So we got to do this real quick because Kelly's going to be mad if we don't.
see what I have to deal with. Like he sits there and says it's going to be all my fault.
She was
Well, I'm gonna be
jabbing me.
mad.
She's like, I got to get my attention. I need to talk to people.
No, I was thinking while we're waiting on Jordan, why not go ahead and get the intros out of the way, say hey to everybody, and then we can be ready and doing
Wow, what a great hostess you are.
See? Because I'm the producer of everything.
Oh,
Just saying. Anyway, so you know what we've got to do. It's Monday night, so we are going to say hello to everybody that popped in today. Michael Nice says, oh no, there's a balloon over ATN. I think they want Dave's secret insider contacts.
can't have 'em.
Iconic Bronco popping in, and Peugeot in the house, Mobile Moto in the house as well, and Cigar Texan drinking Mike Rose Works Foundation Nobel whiskey.
Cheers, sir.
Let's see. Wild Raptor 2023. Zach N says, happy Monday. I got my Badlands Bronco finally, and it is incredible.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Jason K says, what's up, ATN? Last Friday, I bought a customer abandoned 2-door Velocity Blue Badlands Sasquatch 2.7 with leather. So stoked. Cannot wait to hit the trails. Minall Productions 1 in the house tonight. Jeffrey Babb popping in. Pure Blood Patriot 17. Eric Jefferson. And let's see. Gia Hogue, Michael Cooper. NSU college kids saying, is it real life? The BN and ATN is officially here. Tim Bart's the Ford guy coming in this evening. Welcome in, sir.
It would be weird if he was the Tim Bart's the Isuzu guy, right?
It would be kind
Would
of
he
weird.
be that guy from those 80s commercials then?
Maybe.
You remember Joe Isuzu? You're probably a little young for the Joe Isuzu. Yeah.
Dirk Connor in the house. Bob Masters checking in. Bronco 78. NSU college kid, of course, we said hello. Bim Joker, 502 Bourbon Crew, Valley Dude 5000. Ragnar Khan saying anyone at King of Hammers, of course, besides Jordan.
Well, we know one.
We are not.
I know.
but-
Actually, I know quite a few. I keep getting the invites to come out there, and I'm like, it's
couldn't
so
make
far.
it work this year.
So far.
Bryce Gard.
I'm like making it a point to go next year.
You what?
I said I'm making it a point to go next year.
Yeah.
Well, you know they're in the
We've
middle.
been saying that for like
In the
2
middle
years.
of it, they're going to do a Bronco off rodeo right in the middle of the course while the race is going on. And I mean, I've heard Bronco Nation sponsoring this.
God.
I'm playing, Jordan. I'm just playing.
Oh
David
God.
Zarko slayed the blade. Christina, my coworker, is in the house. Tim
OH.
Jackson, Blueford, William DeGroat, Ronald Russell said, I saw my first Bronco or my first Raptor on the road by my house. Joshua Rittenhouse, Bird Dog Overland.
Did you stalk it?
Yes.
Like I've seen Jurassic Park. I know what you're supposed to do with those.
Andrea, thank you so much for that super chat,
Yes,
sir.
thank you.
Hello and happy Monday to you as well. And there we go. There's my intros. All right. Whew. Hello, everyone.
All right.
Renee popping in.
Man, we'll just keep this going. We'll just
And
do
Laura.
a show of introductions and go, good night.
See ya.
All right. So the man.
Go Blue, says Tim Corday.
No,
Yes, go
no.
Blue.
OH. So the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who walked in front of one of my shots at
Oh,
SEMA.
God.
He walked in SEMA 2021. I was filming a two-door Bronco, me and Coder Man, and I think it was by accident. We'll find out though. Mr. Jordan Parker, what is going on, sir?
What a way to start. What an introduction. How's it going, Dave?
Sorry, it's all in fun, man.
Always.
I do remember. I remember, like, yeah, because you were trying to get the shot. I knew what was going on, and honestly, any guy with an iPhone, you're probably just like, hey.
He had a full schedule to get to all
I
the
know.
different booths.
He was like, because you go to SEMA, man, and it's like everybody with a phone, any mommy blogger, anybody that should not be there is there.
Wow.
Any mommy
No, I'm being
blogger?
honest.
I
Like
mean, we were there. Should we not have been there?
Well, we had press credentials, but no, there's a lot of people. Much like auto shows, we're going to be at Chicago Auto Show this week. There'll be so many people there that you're just like, please get out of my way. So I totally understand. But Jordan Parker, everybody.
Welcome in.
Yes. Thank you so much. And I will say, in my defense, we had prearranged that video, that filming time with Catherine Reinhardt of 4 Real Parts. And so I will. I'm
gonna have to talk to Catherine. Well, she's no longer with 4 Real Parts. Damn it.
It's all good. It's all good.
No, it's
Sorry
all
for the
good.
delay. Starlink decided to crap out on me as soon as I came on, of course. So, but we're
course
here.
it did.
Better late than never.
And you were bragging about the EVs the other night, sir. You were in our live stream bragging about how EVs and the EV King can't get you internet. What is going on, man?
Hey, look! I'm in the middle of nowhere, and I'm streaming with you guys just fine now. So I'm gonna say it was
No,
user error. The 70-mile-an-hour winds we had today. So
Ooh.
between one of those things,
Yeah, I
all
heard
of
the
base,
winds have been crazy.
all of base camp. We set it up. It was gorgeous, and then the winds had another idea today. So we spent
Base camp's
the
like
majority
2
of our
counties
day
away.
putting up fencing and tents, but it's all good.
Right.
Well, I know my audience is we're feisty over here, so we're not the normal cool, calm, collective Bronco audience over here. We're the outliers. But I know they seriously have wanted to talk to you, get some ideas where you come from, because for a lot of us, like, Bronco Nation just came out of the blue. Like, we're like, what is this? Obviously, and you guys know, I know you're very aware that I've poked it early on, especially I poked at Bronco Nation because, like, it came out of the blue. I didn't know anything coming up about it, and all of a sudden it's there.
Overnight it was there.
Yeah, and you
it was
guys are
big.
getting all this exclusives, and I'm just like, F these guys, man. Like, what is going on there?
Pure jealousy.
Oh, very much, very much. But I've grown to respect what you guys do, and I like that you guys keep a calm forum over there for the most part. I've owned forums, and they can be a cesspool of just people that I wouldn't want to be as my neighbor.
Yeah,
You guys do an amazing job. I know Laura does a lot of cool writing over there. But tell us your story, man. What got you into the automotive world? I know your background a little bit, but I don't think our audience does.
Yeah. So for context, I'm 24, so I've not been around all that long. Grew up around cars. Parents worked in the auto industry. Was born overseas while they were working for the auto industry. Kind of bounced around the globe. Lived in Europe. Lived in Asia. With Ford Motor Company, actually. So I'm a bleed Ford blue from the day I was born up until now. So I was always around cars, saw them a lot, had a lot of great exposure. Never thought I wanted to go into that space. I was one of those kids. I'm like, I'm never going to work in the auto industry because my parents did. I'm going to go do something else. So I went to college at Auburn University, got a degree there in business analytics. And I always wanted to go into marketing. I always loved the creative side of it. And so I kind of figured I would land somewhere in there, but certainly not here. Had an itch for politics at one point. So I did, I was in politics for 2-3 years before this.
What a great background for a forum.
Right.
Exactly. Nothing you guys can throw at me has not been said to me before, times 10. So short of actually killing me, y'all can't do anything. So no, it was a great adventure. Politics, learned a lot, saw a lot of incredible things. But it wears on you faster than most fields do. So COVID hit kind of in that whole realm. And Bronco was coming back. I had heard whispers of that. And Bronco Nation, I'd worked at the parent company as an intern 3 years prior, and done some automotive marketing for them, and worked closely. So when Bronco was coming back and Bronco Nation was starting to be formed, that spring of 20, was it 2020? I think so.
Yeah.
They reached out and said, hey, we're doing Bronco, we're launching this Bronco Nation thing. We know you do some photography and videography and social media. We have an opportunity to shoot the Bronco R in Arizona. The photographer that was supposed to go dropped out because of COVID. We know you can take photos any chance you can go. I'm like, sure. I had nothing to do. I had lost my internship that summer because of COVID. So hopped in a car, drove from Atlanta to Arizona, the Ford Proving Grounds out in Arizona, in Parker, and had no idea what I was getting into. Went and borrowed a nicer camera that week. Show up in Parker, Arizona, and lo and behold is the Bronco R race truck, and they were doing testing to run Baja. So a helicopter shows up. I had never shot in a helicopter before. They're like, hey, get in, go take photos. And so I flew around the desert for 3 days taking photos of Bronco R. And one thing led to another. Bronco Nation was still kind of finding their feet, finding out what they wanted to do, what they wanted to be, how they were going to integrate in the social media world. And the people who were starting Bronco Nation had kind of made the decision, we want young people running our social media. And by young, under the age of 25. And so
you're almost out, buddy. You're almost out.
My time is coming to a close quickly. And so they said, hey, any interest in working with us on social media? I was still doing my political job full time at that point. So I was still in college. We had gone all remote, which is actually a huge blessing because it allowed me to do all of these things and travel like I had to travel when Bronco was first coming out. So Bronco launched in July. I was there for the Bronco Nation live stream, which I'm sure you all watched, which was interesting. And beginning of August, I was working enough Bronco Nation where I could make the same money wise because I didn't want to transition fully until my income was the same from politics over to BN. And politics, the election was coming in. I'm like, I'm going to distance myself from all this. So I made the switch first or second week of August, full time over to BN. And I think a week later flew to Moab and did all that durability testing that were like our first kind of viral videos on Bronco Nation, that everybody really loves the music over because everyone was complaining you guys put really loud music.
I remember that now. That was a little bit of a rough one. I was just like, hey, can you turn that down? I'm sure me like 1,000 other people commented the same.
That was one of those things. It was not my decision. When you do those things, you know how it is being in the media. There's give and takes. So for certain things, Ford was all new to this whole social media releasing, giving insider access to these kind of programs. So it was a bit of how are we going to work this out? How are we going to work together while still keeping separation of church and state, but allowing us to give information to the community well. So one thing led to another, and here we are, year 3 of KOH. Never thought I'd be here 1 year, let alone 3. Graduated college almost 2 years ago, and have been doing automotive stuff, a lot of it being Bronco Nation since then. So
nice.
That's my background.
So I'm assuming since you traveled around a lot, off-roading was probably fairly new to you, right? I mean, especially like King of Hammers can be a little rednecky at time. I mean, there's a wide range of people. I'm not anybody, but it's a wide range of people, and you've got to be able to, especially now because I will say you're somewhat of a little Bronco celebrity. I mean, people know you from you and Laura seem to be kind of the face of that now. And so at one point you're like getting hit by all these people, all these different brackets, we'll say. And how do you balance? Like, how do you find that, like, because people, we know from this, people want a little bit of your time. That's all they ask, and how do you find that you balance trying to be, because you've got to be the smiling face at some point, because you are, you're a representative of something bigger, but yet people know you now as you're your own individual, you're your own sort of entity into this.
Yeah, that's a great question. In my previous role in politics, I was decently pretty public facing to a larger degree than I am now. That wasn't foreign to me. And I think a lot of what has allowed me to do this job is because of that background. And so having experience, so it wasn't a shock. I remember that very first, because I wasn't on camera for the first 6 months, and I kind of had shied away from that. I didn't really want to go back on camera. I had lived that life. It was fine. I was like, I'm good. But one thing led to another, and there was a need for, we decided, okay, Jordan can do a video. So that first Badlands 2-door walk around at what is now Off Rodeo, Texas, I did. And that video took off pretty quick. That was the first time. There's a lot of comments online, especially on 6G, about a whole myriad of things. I had a fashion mishap in that video, which is fine, and everybody let me know of. So it's taken a lot for me, patience-wise, learning-wise, to know how to balance getting the job done while also talking to people. And it has been on a bit of an accelerated path once I started going on camera and being more visible. But at the end of the day, this job and this brand and Bronco Nation, it's all about the people. Without the community, without the members, none of us would be here. We wouldn't be in the position if there weren't wonderful people at home to watch and to support and to come to these events. So, a lot of people throw around, oh, Bronco Nation's an agency, whatever. Our client is the members. Our client is the community. Our client is people coming to base camp, taking time and money out of their schedule and out of their pockets to come hang out with us in the desert or in Moab or, wherever it may be. So I've learned that that it's a very much you reap what you sow community, and with as tight knit as this community is, it's very easy for one negative interaction to spiral out of control. So being able to talk to people, listen to their stories, hear what they're up to, and kind of move through and talk to as many people as you can, because obviously you can't dedicate 4 hours to one individual. It's been a balancing act at first, and it was harder, but at the end of the day, we're all here to hang out. We're all here to be friends. You start seeing repeat people at multiple events, and that's really special, knowing that, hey, I saw you in Virginia, and I saw you at Supercell, and now I see you here at Hammers. So kind of that evolution of the community has been really special, and I think now that some of the sparring that has happened over the last 2 years has died down, and people have come together better, it's made the job all that much more special. And getting to meet people and take them on trail rides and stuff is really my favorite part of the job, the most rewarding part of the job. And like I said, without the community, I wouldn't be sitting here.
Well, you know, I'm just as guilty as anybody. I gave you guys a lot of grief early on, because, and I won't say it was jealousy by any means, because I was trying to do everything. But Bronco, for whatever reason, I hit a nail with Bronco and a lot of people, and I had some sources within Ford that would feed me some stuff from time to time. But for one, I will say I am sorry that I early on I ribbed you guys. I will say though, I remember your early
missteps.
Do what?
You know, we had a lot of missteps. There's things that we didn't do right. You know, there's a lot of things where we were trying to find our feet. The people that work here are I've never worked with a more passionate, caring, genuine group of people who really will do anything to make it work. A lot of the work that you don't see is people, and I'm not going to give credit to myself because a lot of other people behind the scenes, all the tents that we set up for base camp, we're out hammering the stakes, you know, prepping meals, cooking hot dogs, burgers. It's such a special group of people to work with. So for all the, you know, for the missteps we've had over the years and this and that, which are natural with a new company, what has kept me here, and I think what's kept us all going, is the passion and care of the team. I mean, Laura, for sure, she came in at the perfect time, and has been a massive support. And so we've become a tight knit little family, you know, the 6 of us that work at BN day in and day out. And it's a really special group of people. And so the care and compassion for all of our missteps is, you know, everybody's heart's in the right place. And I think the fruits of that are starting to bear, which is nice to see.
I think too early on, you guys were sort of probably, had it not been COVID times, you were bearing a lot of brunt of frustrated people in general anyways. So, and I was probably just as guilty as anybody on that. I mean, I'm still going to hold you guys to your feet to the fire on certain things, you know, just because it's what I got to do. But I really do think, like, early on, because I remember one of your early Instagram videos, it was a red 4-door, maybe you guys were walking around. It might've been at Johnson Valley. I forget, midday.
Yes, it was the wild track walk around.
Yeah. And I remember it was just such a technical mess of, like, you know, in internet obviously was an issue, but like you were saying, you know, you guys, it was kind of short notice, you know, Kelly, like if to put it, we've done events for past 11 years. So I know what it is to put them on in a smaller scale than you guys are trying to do all over US. But, I honestly have been very impressed, because I thought, well, okay, I understand what Bronco Nation is. It's a marketing arm of, and it, as it should be. Ford had to go against Jeep. Jeep has this 40, 50 years of just a community that's just built. They'll bleed for each other. They'll fight with each other. But, you know, and at the end of the day, it's about the Jeep. And when Bronco disappeared, you guys didn't have that. Or Ford manufacturing didn't have that. So they had to build something quickly. So yeah, all the missteps, and you guys probably got crapped on pretty badly for that. And why, you know, it would make you, why would you want to continue to do it? You know, like, I commend you for sticking in there, and because it would have been real easy to go, you know what, this ain't for me.
Yeah, it would have been. The easy path out is not usually not the best path out. And we saw, the people who are in charge did, and provided very wise counsel, that there was more to this than the frustration. There was more to this than the anger and the animosity towards Ford and, you know, whoever else, because even though it was taking a while for people to get their vehicles, once they got their vehicles, they needed a place to go. And eventually these people would get their vehicles. And so if we could get through the production delays, if we could get through all the crap that's going on, I saw somebody in the super chat say, we've been the bearer of bad news for a long time, which we have. But we knew, once we got through that, it would be very rewarding. We'd get to meet people like yourselves, like Aly, the people in the chat, the people that come to these events, and to see each event grow year after year. I don't know if anyone was at our first King of Hammers. It was an unmitigated disaster. And then last year was, quite a bit of an improvement. And then this year is leaps and bounds of an improvement. So seeing the growth, seeing people come back, seeing more and more people, hey, I just got, just took delivery of my Bronco, coming out to an event for the first time. That's where you're like, okay, the 2 years of whatever, have their Broncos, more people are continuing to get their Broncos. Now we're super excited to see how it goes and continues to go from here.
And I don't know that
honestly,
no, you have one, right? Or you have one coming, supposedly.
bad time.
It is sitting
there, though.
It is there. Yeah. So I ordered a Bronco, or reserved a Bronco on day one. And then I got the golden ticket invitation for the Raptor. None of it had to do with that I do work for BN. The dealer doesn't know none of that stuff. But when they switched my Raptor over, they forgot to cancel my existing Bronco. Like, they placed the Raptor order without canceling the existing one. So they called me 6 months ago and they're like, hey, your Bronco's here. I'm like, no, it's not. Raptors haven't started.
Is that one of those oops?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, we had 2 of them that slipped through like that, because our rep even told us, they're like, okay, we had 2 hand raisers for Raptors, only 2, and then we got allocated other ones. Our rep was like, okay, we're gonna cancel them, here's the reservation number. They did everything, and then those Broncos came in, and they were both wild tracks, and we're looking at each other and we're like, shit, they're not getting their Raptors now. Like, this one came in, so we had a full-fledged like panic attack. But no, some of them were actually mess-ups.
Wow.
So thankfully we had a friend who was in the market for one and loved, the spec that I had ordered was exactly what they were looking for. So we went ahead and sold it to them at MSRP. So it went to a good home. It went to a friend that was looking for one. My Raptor arrived last week, thanks to Aly's help, because the dealer has not been stellar, to say the least. And then yesterday I sat on the dealer's website for 25 over sticker. So made a couple phone calls, and it is all resolved. I got
a very panicked text message, which was hilarious.
The only issue is it was, we don't know if it was misbuilt or it was misordered, but it does not have the wheels I paid for on it. So I have been assured that is getting handled, and it'll be ready to go as I ordered it when I'm done with hammers. So nice. It is on the ground. It is ready for delivery, but unfortunately I'm not there. And it's actually in Atlanta, because when I ordered it, I lived in Atlanta, and I've since moved to Utah. So it's in Atlanta. So.
Oh, nice.
What a bummer, man.
Right. Right. To know that, I mean, it'll be one heck of a road trip, right? Once you go out there and get it, or are you having it transported to Utah?
Haven't decided. My parents live in Atlanta, so they may keep it and use it. My mom is very excited, so I may let her get some time behind the wheel before I decide to bring it out. So.
Well, I bet coming from a Ford family, she's probably like, heck yeah, let me sit behind it. Because I know my parents are super excited anytime we get a chance to test out a GM vehicle, because I'm from a GM household. And my dad will be like, well, let's see what it has, because they built them. So yeah, I get it.
And who doesn't want to rip around town in a Raptor,
Right.
It's a $90,000 Raptor.
And Atlanta, for better or for worse, has been turned into Keeping Up with the Joneses. So maybe she wants to flex for a little bit, and I'll let my mom flex it for a little bit around town if you'd like to.
Let her flex this time, right?
Plus, well, I'm as you guys are well aware, we're extremely fortunate in this job that we have access to vehicles a lot.
Yeah.
So, I'm in no desperate need for a Bronco Raptor, nor do I want to pay for 11 miles per gallon gas mileage. My car is just fine. I'm good.
Totally get it. Now, what I was going to say earlier is just, I applaud you, because you're owning up that the first year of King of Hammers was not fabulous. And it takes a lot to be like, hey, it wasn't great, but don't worry, we're working on it, and like every year getting better, because that's the true proof in the pudding when it comes to putting on events. Because if you're not willing to bend and come up with new ideas, think of new ways to do things that maybe didn't work the last time, you're not going to be successful in the long run. From our experience, we again, we were at a much smaller level than putting on an event at King of Hammers or everything else that goes along with it. But I just want to say props to you guys for owning that. Hey, we need to make some changes along the way to make it work for the members, for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, we're appreciate you saying that. Would love to have you guys out here next year. Hopefully we'll be back. We have.
Well, I'm not a friend of Ford.
I'm not this weekend either, so it's okay.
We're on about 4 acres, and we campers started moving in Wednesday. Base camp officially opens this coming Wednesday, and at our peak, we're expecting about 220 people.
Wow.
That we will be doing breakfast and dinner for every single day, multiple waves of trail rides.
How do y'all afford the eggs?
You're right. Right.
I am not part of I'm not part of the budgeting or finance department for a very, very good reason. I will take the pretty pictures and I will let them handle the catering.
Yeah. There you go.
Maybe eggs menu. I don't know. Or maybe pancakes.
Aly, go ahead.
So I asked people on Instagram questions for you. Some of them you write. I know. So don't worry, I blocked some of them out. But one of them was one girl. Her name's Emma. She's very new to Bronco and saw the post about the red Bronco. Where did it go?
So, rest in peace to Amber B Nation. She served us well for her life of service. We War Eagle to Robert too. We said that in the super chat. Ford loaned us it was kind of like the first ambassador unit. They gave us very early on. It was spring of 21 before deliveries had started, and we were like, when we got the call and said we got one, everyone was like, we had to pick our jaws up. They're like, they're letting us have a Bronco. And so it was not a production build. It was a little bit earlier of a prototype, still street legal and all that stuff, but not a full production unit. And so they said, you can have it for a year to do content and to show people and all that stuff. So we did the whole Florida tour around the Southeast, filmed a ton of content with it, of course, that people have seen. And so she showed her age pretty quickly. And after 2 years, Ford and us decided it was in the best interest of everybody. Well, that's a large fire. Sorry. It's
oh, that's good.
It was time for Amber to go back. It was for the best. So a lot of great memories. That Bronco went to not all 50 states, obviously, but, Florida, all the way out to California, Texas, Oregon, Wyoming, Utah, California, Michigan, Boston, everywhere in between. And so it was time to go back. So we have, now that obviously vehicles are available, we have our own fleet of Bronco Nation Broncos that we own and we can do that are production Broncos. But our time with our ambassador unit has come to an end. So
how many miles were on that ambassador unit before it went back? Do you remember?
Over 40,000.
Okay.
Its final voyage was from Auburn, Alabama to Detroit in late December. So I think it got a little over 40,000.
Nice.
Yeah. And I think what a lot of people, because people were asking, I've seen in the forums going, hey, what are y'all going to do with that? And what a lot of people realize is the trial vehicles, they can't sell them.
You do not want to buy it. I promise you.
They're non.
It's kind of like buying a rental car, right? Or a car that's been a rental car.
Worse. Trust me. I have plenty of miles on that car. You don't want it.
Right. So a lot of times those cars unfortunately get crushed, and I'm not saying that's what probably happens to that one, but in a lot of cases of vehicles they can't sell, they can't have them floating around. So I know in manufacturing, that's what we used to do quite a bit with Nissan. Mm-hmm. Or they just get used around the plants and stuff. They'll drive them around there and they can't leave basically.
I was advocating for a more grand send-off, something a little more exciting, if you know what I mean.
You could have done like Mr. Beast and jumped it over map or something. Come on, man.
But just don't land it in the middle of the map and take out the line.
I wanted to kind of recreate the Thelma and Louise moment in Moab because I've been to that cliff, and so has that Bronco. But I don't think BLM would be a fan of that one. So
I was going to say, I don't think BLM would be very happy, and neither
No.
would Tread Lightly probably with that.
No,
Because your
not at
luck, it
all.
would land in some like all that kryptonic soil, like it was the biggest kryptonic soil in the entire land of Moab or something. Yeah, it'd have been bad.
Ford would be
We
like,
get
"What's
canceled.
Bronco Nation again?"
Get really canceled.
So I also
Go
have
ahead.
another-
What else you got, Aly?
So I have another one from Bird Dog Overland. So, any plans to do a badge of honor like the trail program that Jeep has?
Those conversations have been going on more or less for
For the
a
last
long
2 years.
Yeah, so it's obviously we want to, it's not a matter of want. It's just with everything going on, we need to, if we want to do it, right. It needs to be a legit system. We don't want it to just be a fluff piece where people recreate them and slap them on their vehicles, and we want it to be done right. So I have nothing to announce or share, but that's the goal.
So it's being talked about, which I think
Yes.
would be cool. Because like if you go to King of Hammers and things like that, with all the
knob
Bronco Nation
there
events,
that y'all put the monument at, that would be fun.
Bronco Knoll, yeah, we were up there today. We do event stickers, which is nowhere near the same. So we have the event system in place. So if we can formalize that a little more for trails, we also want to do trails that would be on it. We don't want to just go handing out stuff that we ourselves can't do.
Yeah.
So it's we'd rather do it right than do it now kind of thing.
Well, and honestly, you can't just you guys just can't copy everything Jeep does. You got to do your own way. Because if you just start copying, then the Jeep community, they're never going to give Bronco a chance because they're just like, well, they're just trying to. I mean, we already hear it. They're just trying to be like us anyways. And no, we drive so much better than. Trust me, my Gladiator drives horrible compared to my Bronco.
I mean, honestly, more than half the people that have bought Broncos have traded in a Jeep.
Yeah.
And are beyond thrilled with how it drives and everything. And whenever someone test drives one and they get out of the Jeep, I'm like, okay, I want to hear your difference. They're like, yeah, my Jeep sucks now. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah, I wish there was a way you could do that blind taste test. I wish there was a way to make somebody drive that vehicle that they didn't know they were driving.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you 9 out of 10 times they would jump to Bronco.
I've had plenty of rental cars going to off-roading and around these trips that are Wranglers and Gladiators and whatnot. So I've spent my fair share of time behind the wheel of Jeeps and many other vehicles. And yeah, it's, it is a pretty night and day comparison.
It's so fun. Jordan, do you want to talk a little bit about Bronco Nation Takeover?
Yeah, so I actually saw on 6G the other day that we were taking over off-rodeo, as in it was becoming a subset of Bronco Nation, and we were running it, which is just so far from the truth.
I hate that form with a passion.
I thought I had to I scratch my. They're like, they're gonna ruin it and make t-shirts $70. I'm like, I wish, but no,
they're already $70 there.
Isn't that how that works?
So we have partnered with Off Rodeo to do. Sorry, I need to make sure I say the right thing here. 4 Bronco Nation days at Off Rodeo, 1 at each of the 4 locations. So the first one is in Texas on March 18th. The second one is in New Hampshire in June. And then Moab and Vegas will be end of summer, fall timeframe. And so it's basically a day where it's open to just Bronco Nation members. So we're taking over Off Rodeo for a day. You can think of it similar to the women's event or to the Hispanic event, where it's just kind of a special set aside day. But instead of women or Hispanics, it's Bronco Nation members. So that's that.
So fun.
You sold me on it.
Somehow.
You just sold me on it.
Perfect.
I've never wanted to do Bronco Off Rodeo, but now I can't wait.
It'll be a party. I'll be there. Laura will be there. There will be some extra special stuff that isn't necessarily done every day because we are there. We're working and hoping to do this isn't official yet. We're still working through the details, but hope to do a meetup. So for those who can attend, you can come once we're off the trails during that dinner kind of music time and do like a big meetup and, you know, at the off-roadeo site. So it turns more into a community event outside of just the actual off-road day. We did that at Texas. It's kind of a pilot last year. We did Broncos and barbecues where you could come after the day. We did barbecue and s'mores and live music and all sorts of stuff. And it was a really fun time. So we're looking to do that, but at all 4 locations now.
Have you done, I'm assuming you've done some of the off-roadeos, or have you done them all? Or
Yes, I have been
what's your favorites?
I've been to all of them, with the exception of New Hampshire, probably at least 5 times. Texas is my favorite.
I can see it.
I keep hearing from like reviews and things, just like they're a little bit more hands out. Well, because it's a private. Well, Vegas is private too.
Vegas, New Hampshire, and Texas are all private. Moab's the only one on public land. Yep.
Love it. Jordan, what's your favorite Bronco sport?
Sorry, my audio cut out for a second. Next question.
It didn't. Nice try.
So with Bronco Nation, you know, the forum starting up, I mean, that's a new venture for you guys. You guys kind of, I don't know your background, if you'd ever done forums before. I mean, it's just like the worst of the worst, but it can be the best of the best people all in the same spot. How have you guys grown because the forum has changed? You guys have updated it, like you've kept it very current, which there's a cost to that most people don't realize. These things aren't free. They don't just spring up. How have you guys been able to handle all the and adapt to everything?
99.9% of the forum credit goes to Laura. She eats, sleeps, and breathes forums like no one I've ever seen. I don't have a forum background. I never really used it. I've grown up on social media, and so that's what I know. Forums is her territory. Obviously, we got a new site in October. That was a full ground-up build of site, and with that comes growing pains like everything else. So it's been a learning process. It's been knowing what works, what doesn't work, and more than anything, fostering a community to bring those people along with us on the journey. There's a billion forums out there. There's good ones, there's bad ones, there's nice ones, there's mean ones. But we aim to be a positive, productive space where people can learn things, people can meet people can take what they discuss and the knowledge they gain in the forums and then put it into practice. Our mission statement is to make owning a Bronco easier and more enjoyable. And so the forums is the online portion of that. So whether you're, using our buy to get parts you want, meet people in your area to go on trail rides with, just ask questions about, hey, I'm looking at a Bronco, what do you recommend? How do you like this accessory? It's a community to come together wherever they are when we can't all be together in person. So I don't want to act like I'm on the forums every day, all day, because I'm not. But Laura would be able to speak better on that. But it's come a long way. If you've been with us for a while, it's come a long way since the early days.
I mean, I gotta say, she does a very good job on those forums. I feel like I can post anything and I'm not going to get my head completely ripped off, because I think between dealers and Bronco Nation, we've definitely taken the blunt of everything, just with all the negative feedback. I mean, there's a couple of times I jumped into Bronco Nation's chat just shutting people up, saying like Bronco Nation has nothing to do with your deliveries. They have nothing to do with your pricing. Oh, there was a couple of them. Like Jordan messaged me after one. He's like, I unleashed one time, because it was like Ford gave us a ton of bad news and people were just reacting the way that they do. And again, it's understandable if you've waited 2 years. We're not saying like your feelings aren't valid, but your dealer and Bronco Nation has nothing to do with your car being built.
No. Trust it. You don't want us building your car. You don't want us in charge of production. You don't want us in map. So
I can promise you don't want us building your car.
Well, right now they don't want anybody in map because photos keep getting stuck out of there that shouldn't be.
I have been permitted to take photos in map twice. That was one of my very first shoots with Bronco Nation that actually made the cover of the Detroit Free Press, which was very cool.
Oh, congrats.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, so photos in map is very sensitive.
This one's kind of funny. Do we know that the spy balloon wasn't really Bronco 6G spying on Laura and BN on how to run and operate?
I can't confirm. I also have no comment on if Bronco Nation is involved in the missile or air defense.
It was a Ford-powered jet, so I'm gonna say
we lurk a lot of areas, and a lot of that I just can't discuss. So we'll let the rumor mill take that as it is.
Right.
Right.
Is there any other big events coming up for Bronco Nation that you can actually talk about?
King of Hammers is a really big event that I'm more.
I've heard of that once.
Are you guys
Well,
going to
we've seen like you guys were early on with Supercell. Last
Yeah,
year
we'll
you
get
had
to
the corral and stuff. I know a lot of our audience is already asking about Supercell. Are you guys going to participate this year? I mean, obviously you're spread thin. There's 6 people. You're being now there's many events everywhere that you guys got to start kind of showing some love to. Like, but is there any participation with Supercell?
That's the plan right now. Haven't heard anything to the contrary. We plan to be at Supercell East, Supercell West. We plan to be at the Overlands again. We plan to be at an event in Moab in the spring. Obviously, the Bronco Nation Takeover Days at Off Rodeo. We are working on some other events as well that we hope to be at. That would be new events for us. But it's pretty safe to assume the events we were at this past year will be at again. I don't think we have any plans to just pull out of any events entirely at this time.
How is the because Supercell was an older Bronco club that kind of kept that thing going, kind of doing it. How have they been with you guys? Because they've been first class with us.
Yeah,
like
amazing.
We were there last year, had a booth. Like the people that run it, super nice people. How has the crowd been with you guys with the 6G kind of taking over?
Yeah, Robert, who works for Bronco Nation, if you've been at any of our events, you may have met him. Oh, we'll also be at Woodward again. I need to make that. I forgot to add that in there too. Robert is a big early Bronco enthusiast. He has owned probably 24 Gen 1 through Gen 5 Broncos, and has a lot of deep roots and deep ties in that community. With a lot of the people who have been in the early Bronco space for a long time. So he's really helped us to bridge that connection between new and old. Obviously, there's people that think, the 4-door, they call them Mordor, and if it doesn't have 2 doors, it's not a Bronco. And those people are around. Those people will always exist. Whether they love the 6th gen or not is up to them. Everybody has their personal preferences of what they like and what they don't like. But at the end of the day, the mission's the same. It's to get people together. It's to make the Bronco ownership experience easier and more enjoyable, as I said earlier. So everyone's welcome. You don't have to own a 6th gen Bronco to be a part of Bronco Nation. You don't have to own a 1st gen Bronco to be part of Bronco Nation. Obviously, when we started, the only people who had Broncos were early Broncos because the 6th gens weren't available yet. So a lot of the early crowd was that. Mike Clouds was a big advocate from the start, who was an early Gen Bronco guy. And there are clubs who have voted to not let 6th gens in. Yeah, Dave, that's an OG plate.
It is an OG.
OG plate. That was, yeah.
Did you pack it yourself? Because it would make it more special if you did.
I did not. And I will say one of our evolutions is the member kit does not exist anymore. So
wow.
I hope you save it.
Hold on to that, Dave.
Well, I know I did a review on this, and
I remember.
I know David's no longer. I know David's no longer with you, but I talked to David about it. He was like, "Dude, I wish had I known you were going to do that, I would have sent you the updated version." He was like, "We've taken so much shit on that first version." I was like, "I just was throwing some money at it." I was like, "I don't care."
Luann packed ours.
I don't know who Luann is. I'm sorry.
Don't act like you don't know who Luann is. Come on, man.
I've never met a Luann. I apologize.
Sorry, Jordan. I thought you could take anything we threw at you. Sorry.
I can. I just don't know who Luann is, so I apologize to Luann.
Sorry, Luann.
Yeah,
we know who you are, and we appreciate you.
We appreciate you packing our membership kit.
It's packed with love.
So there was a question about
I had lots of questions, but you keep passing past me, sir.
I know.
I do want to say, Laura said,
sorry.
Good try.
You might hear the fireworks too.
I just want to say, Laura said, my kids loved Bronco Nation.
Laura,
you guys played with our kids and kept them amused while we bought all your stuff.
actually, I was there for that event. That was at Wisconsin, and actually Robert was playing with her kids like all morning, running around. It was actually really cool to see.
Is Robert the guy that brings the trucks around or brought the Raptor and everything around? Whoever the driver.
We'd know
was.
him if we saw him, I'm
Okay.
sure. Click on whatever one you wanted to.
No, Robert's not a driver. He does a lot of the groundwork, and he is the unsung hero behind a lot of these things. He's very humble and will not tell you his background. But I'll leave it at that. Loves kids. He's very good with kids. Not in like a creepy way. I don't want this to.
No.
sound like that.
Didn't even think that, Jordan, not till you said it.
No,
Well,
for the internet, because it's the internet.
Right.
So we appreciate it. I was not at that event, but he was there, and that's what it's all about. It's not, we're here to make connections and hang out with people. So I'm glad you had a good experience.
I think you just answered this, but Bronco Dude's asking, Jordan, any updates on membership package for 23? The pack was gnarly. Hope to see another one.
So at the beginning of 2023, we had two pricing structures before. There was the $69.99 premium membership tier and the $24.99 digital membership tier. The $69.99 one came with a membership kit. The digital membership at $24.99 did not. And then there was different member. It was confusing. So we simplified it all down. Everybody's just now a member at the $24.99 tier. It does not come automatically with a member kit. What we've done instead is created a member-only section of the gear store with a wider variety of items, so you can pick and choose what stuff you want. So if you want all of it and you spend more than $70, great. If you want none of it because you hate it all, then you save yourself some money. So the member kits, it's very hard, obviously, to buy products that every member is going to love universally and use, which contributes to waste and all that stuff. So what we did is we simplified it. You keep your member number. So if you are coming up for renewal and you're like, I was a premium member, why did I renew at $25? You're going to renew at that $24.99 tier period, but you now have access to that member-only section of the gear store where you can go buy and either spend that difference, spend less of it and save yourself money, spend more of it, whatever you want to do. But that is the situation with that. So everybody, if you sign up today going forward, or if you renew going forward, will be at $24.99. Unless we got to buy more eggs, then we may go up to $30. But that's that.
Inflation, man, it's real.
Get it. Bronco Dude asked, will you guys be at Woodward 2023?
Yep.
That is the plan. If you were on our little, I'm not going to call it trail ride because it was on the main roads, then you know what kind of absolute madness that was last year, because it was one of those things where we advertised it and did not expect 98,000 people to show up. I broke so many laws that day. I was driving like a madman, blocking actions to get all 55.
Now you're on record, Jordan. Way to go.
Honestly, though, I think it worked out pretty well. No one really complained or like bashed it. So it was actually, I was gonna ask, are we doing something like that again?
This is just because we're crazy. Like, if you get to know us, we're actually insane people. So it was Laura, Matt, and myself leading this entire trail drive. It was Laura and her Bronco leading, and me in an expedition following 55 Broncos through Metro Detroit. Bad idea. Do not recommend. Not here for it. We made it work. I drove on the wrong side of the road multiple times. But we did it. I think everyone had a good time.
I think everyone had a great time. I mean, everyone talked about it though, like the whole week or two after. It was a blast.
By the time we got on the highway, we were just like, well, meet us at MAP. That's where we're going, because we're not going to try and corral y'all.
Well, I'll be honest, like y'all's deal that y'all did at Woodward is part of the reason you kind of won me over a little bit, because you guys, that was very well done. I think it was handled very well. Obviously, you're in the home of Ford, so you can't F that one up. Like that's that's one of those, at some point some executive is going to walk through there, so a lot of pressure on that. But
a lot of pressure on you guys for that.
But I will say, in my audience knows all the crap that I've given you guys. You guys have on your forums have always been super nice to me. Like I would post something, it never got deleted. Like I can go post something on Bronco 6G and they'll delete it right away. But you guys have honestly always been very nice. I probably didn't deserve to get some of my stuff left up there, and I wasn't harsh on there, but just the grief I think that I kind of caused you guys early on. But your handling of Woodward was very nice. I liked how y'all did the ride. The pictures at HQ was really cool. So hats off to you for that.
Thank you. We appreciate it. It's a team effort. And now I'm here. Now I'm here with you guys. Never thought we'd see today.
Right. So you play nice. Jordan comes around.
I told Aly the other day, I was like, my wall is up with everybody until proven otherwise, because I've been burned before. I'm like, the wall is high. Once you in, your family, and you're good. But I can't.
I'm not wearing booty shorts, sir. I'm not wearing booty shorts. It's all right.
I'm in pants today. I was in shorts up until today. I have been in pants or shorts the entire time.
You got cowboy boots?
I don't, but
don't answer that. Don't answer that.
I have 3 cowboy hats.
Okay. Do you send it? Never mind. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kelly. Go ahead, Kelly.
So 502 Bourbon Crew, thank you for the super chat. We appreciate it. And Bourbon Crew says, any chance y'all would do a shot? All 4 of you would do a shot at once.
I think Jordan's working right now.
Yeah,
so
I think Jordan's still working.
But cheers.
I got my water and my coffee. That is all I need.
You didn't say a shot of what? So,
Yeah, I'll take a shot of water.
There you go.
Probably out Johnson Valley, you need a shot of water. Like,
yeah. That fire.
So this one's been asked a lot, and so we need to make sure that we get it in here. And I don't think you're going to know the answer, but we're going to give it a shot.
Okay. My battery pack.
He wants a full-size Bronco. When's a full-size Bronco coming up? Like I said, I don't
you got a full-size Bronco.
Answer. He's talking more like
Gen 5.
Yeah.
I don't think Bronco Nation handles production.
Right.
No, God, no.
But
honestly,
keep asking, so I had to ask.
I used to get a decent bit of like future product information, and I don't anymore. So I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would not necessarily bet in that direction.
No, smaller displacement engines. That's all you're gonna see now.
So this one's been asked a couple of times too. So tell us about the Iceland trip. Like, it's been asked by a couple of folks. Is like, how did you convince them to who approved the budget to say yes, let's go to Iceland? Like, who said sure, we can make this happen? Because I'll be honest, where a lot of us are really, really jealous that trip happened and we weren't all on it.
So Iceland was a pipe dream of mine about a year ago. I want to say like January, February timeframe of 22. So for those who don't know, and if you've watched the Legend Returns, the short film we did, you would kind of get some information. But Bronco was sold there back in the 60s and 70s and yada yada. And so Bronco had a history there. It hadn't been returned since then, and we wanted to do something epic, obviously. And so I formulated it together. I put together the whole pitch, and like I laid out the budget, I laid out the plan, the route, the whole thing, a full-on pitch. And I was like, "Hey guys, buckle up. I got an idea for you." And so we went back and forth, and it was yes, and it was no, and yada 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 for quite some time. And then I want to say June it was. I got the green light. And end of June for a first week of August film time frame is not a lot of time. So pulled that sucker together in about 4 weeks. Got the Bronco to Maine, shipped it over from Maine because it took 8 days. So the Bronco had to be in Maine like July 20th or something. So pulled that together in 3 to 4 weeks, got it over there. Was an absolute insane.
It looked amazing.
Trip. And then to top it all off, I came straight from Iceland to Woodward.
Like right off the plane, and like he showed up at Bronco Graveyard. He goes, "Hey, hi, how's it going?" Like, and he's like running.
My coworkers have told me, they're like, "You were not okay at Woodward." I'm like, "No, I was absolutely not okay whatsoever." I held it together publicly, but I was like, I want to die. Because Iceland, I mean, it was a sexy trip. It was beautiful. It was incredible. But, it is 18, 20-hour days every single day. Because, we film and drive for 12 to 14 hours a day. Then you have to dump footage, edit, because we were posting in real time, all that stuff. So it was one hell of a trip for sure. But the Bronco Nation team was incredibly gracious and trusting us to make it happen and believing in the vision and believing in the ethos behind the project. Obviously, it wasn't, you know, a money-making endeavor, but it was more than that. It wasn't about the money. It was about telling the story and bringing, you know, the information, the history, the knowledge, and allowing kind of what we do to transcend countries and to transcend cultures and to transcend people, which I think is a trend you'll start to see more this year. So there were other reasons we went, sure, and some of those will come to light in the coming months.
Well, and people don't realize. Sorry, Alec. People don't realize, like, when I go to press trips, I'm there to work. We always have friends will be like, "Oh man, you're having so much fun doing these things." I'm like we'll go to Vegas for SEMA, and I'm like, I'm not there for Vegas.
We didn't gamble at all when we went, and we were staying at the Bellagio, so it was very easy to have gambled when we were in Vegas.
I'm like, you have to get hyper focused on your job. You're there to do that job, and then
we sleep when we get home.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jordan slept a lot after that.
Yeah. And I will say, because I'm going to call you out on this, Dave. People in the comments were like, I do this. Dave goes, they were paid by Ford in the comment section of that video. I will squash that rumor. Ford did not contribute.
Wait, somebody, because I didn't watch that video, but what were they saying?
No, somebody was saying, how did they pay for this? And you said Ford paid for it.
Oh, okay. Maybe I know. Okay,
I said, damn, Dave. So I'm gonna squash the rumor. Ford didn't contribute at all. I actually had calls with them. We took them through the whole plan, and they actually weren't involved whatsoever in that trip. So I just wanted to clear the air on that one.
So you better clear the air next time it comes up.
Okay,
just text me.
They were paid by Ford. No, I'm playing. I'm playing.
No, I honestly think the coolest thing about that video, though, that you released is the car show. And everybody looking at the Bronco. And then the one part that got me was the guy on the boat looking at the Bronco.
So this was really cool. His grandson,
that was my favorite.
His grandson randomly saw the video and commented and was like, oh my gosh, the engineer on the boat's my grandfather. So it just shows the reach that it can have. Stuff like that can have. So that was super special for us as well. And then actually the people I was sitting next to on the plane on the way home also had seen us around. So that was cool too. So it just, and then I will add this one more anecdote that Bronco Nation does span the world, but I took a trip overseas over Christmas, and there was a member there in the Middle East who was a day one member. His member is like 130. And so I actually did a little member meetup over in the Middle East earlier in January. So that was pretty cool. And he has a Bronco.
So cool.
When y'all were in Iceland, did you see Bjork? Sorry.
So, see, I can't get a word in edgewise, Jordan. See what I run into here. It's ridiculous.
This is why I don't get invited to their shows.
Right. Iconic Bronco says Bronco Nation member 243 here. How many members are there now? Do you know off the top of your head, Jordan?
A lot.
A lot.
There we go.
Good answer. Let's see. Michael Cooper asked, what day in June for New Hampshire? In June, right?
Can you say?
We have not. We have no.
Okay.
It'll be, I believe, the first half of June.
Okay.
And it's open
to
Bronco.
Know that on Bronco Nation.
Yes, Bronco
sure
and.
I didn't need the answer from you. I was asking him.
And then Bird also said that Bronco Nation should attend Bronco Takeover at Silver Lake in August.
Yes.
If I had a list of all the events I've been asked to attend, I wouldn't have a home. So we will add it to the list. I think I have 4 events I've been asked to attend between now and the end of February as well. So there are events that one of us will go to. That would be a great event for Laura to go to. I can ask her about it. There's a lot of events that we may not have a presence at, but we just attend as an attendee, bring vehicles, whatever. So that's certainly something we'll add to our list, but we're always looking for new local events to come and just hang out and not have all of this.
Speaking of more events, any Bronco Nation events around Oklahoma or Texas that you can speak to that are not related to off-roading?
Nope.
Simple. There you go. I like the simple.
See the politician in him? See how that works? Bam. No.
No is a complete sentence, and I use it frequently.
Yes. Let's
what else we got?
see.
Mitch,
Town and Country TV in the house. Thank you for the super chat, sir. What's up, Bronco fam? Can't wait to see everyone at Supercell East. We cannot wait to see you either.
Town and Country owes me a race.
Mitch is phenomenal. We filmed, I think, one of the first Bronco videos with that red Bronco. We put 37s on a non-lifted, non-Sasquatch Badlands.
Remember that video?
And drove it around. So, no, Mitch and his team are phenomenal. He lives in Alabama, and I think he's pretty politically correct when it comes to Alabama football. But
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Okay.
There was a roll tide in the comments section.
Go
You know,
Buckeyes.
thanks, I'm not in the super chat right now, but
Just
it's okay.
saying.
We love, they're the forgotten stepchild. We love them. We don't like them. We love them, but we don't like them, kind of thing. It's okay.
Cole, I think I know the answer to this as well. Any plans for an off-rodeo near Montana? So I'm going to say Jordan says can't guarantee or can't confirm nor deny that there are.
I'm not on
any
the off-rodeo, and I'm not on the off-rodeo planning team. So I don't know what's coming. If I, even not being in this business at all, I'm going to go with a fat old no.
Come on, man. That's where we're.
I love Montana.
The Duttons.
Beautiful place. The unfortunate thing is there's not a high concentration of people.
Yeah.
So.
It's not an easy place to get
Yeah.
to either.
Well, not the way the Duttons keep killing people. I mean, come on, let's be
Well,
honest.
it's frozen. And no offense, but it's frozen solid half the year. Like, who wants to go there when it's negative 40? I don't know.
Well, see, Jordan, what y'all need to do is in July, y'all need to come to Telluride with us and ride the passes with us is what y'all need to do.
Yeah, 4th of July week.
Okay.
That's a small event.
After 4th of July.
Here's another event to add to your calendar.
No, it's not an event.
It's not an event. It's just a trip.
Overland Expo Pacific Northwest is that time frame. So you guys should come on up to Oregon.
Damn, Overland Expo.
We better watch out.
Overland Expo Pacific Northwest is phenomenal. That's probably my favorite event of the whole year.
Well, yeah, they have some of the best country in the world that you'd actually want to go camping in those style vehicles.
Yes.
In.
Our trail rides are epic. Our trail rides in Oregon are sick. My favorite ones all year long.
A couple more. I know, George. We greatly appreciate your time being on with us. Couple more, and then we'll let, because I've got some news that I've got some hard top news that we're going to talk about.
Okay. Yes.
Very interesting. But we'll give Jordan a couple more, and we'll let him go because I'm sure he's had a long day.
This one we did not ask because I put it up and then you kicked me out.
Sorry.
Valley Dude 5000 said, Jordan, what's your favorite SUV or truck other than the Bronco?
Oh, I'm gonna get heat for this one.
Wait, what was the electric car you were talking about nonstop?
I'm just kidding.
I'll do 3 categories. I'll do EV, SUV, and sedan. I'll do that. EV is the
There's
Rivian
lots of
R1S.
EVs in that list, right?
Yes, the EV is it's a competition between the Rivian R1S and the Lucid Air. I'm gonna go with the Rivian because I like SUVs and I like sitting up high. So Rivian R1S for the EV category. For the sedan category, my dream SUV or sedan is a Mercedes S63 AMG. Those cars are phenomenal. I have gotten to spend the weekend with one once, and it was one of the best weekends of my life. And then for the general SUV category, I'm a Land Rover guy. And so...
so you like working on things. Okay.
No, I like paying people a crap ton of money to work on.
To fix them,
Right.
No, there's the answer.
Either way.
So the new full-size Range Rover is gorgeous. The Defender is a phenomenal vehicle. So those would be it was more than you bargained for, but those are my answers. Also, Dave, you said I couldn't change a tire.
Like you're about to pull video up and be like, look, I did it.
I love that Jordan.
Literally, I am.
I love it, man.
I love it.
I love it. I don't give shit without expecting it eventually to come back to me.
Yeah, I love this.
This is live footage of me changing a tire in Iceland.
In Iceland too. Like he's one up to like.
I really hope that you didn't go, hey, I need a picture because at some point I'm gonna give the FU to Boyd.
No. No, you said the tire.
You can say yes. It's okay, Jordan.
No, I actually have a full photo of the tire off somewhere. It was like really hazardous. It definitely was.
But
not...
you know, video does a lot better. I see pictures and it's a photo opportunity.
Shade.
But if there's video, Jordan, then I see physical. Yes.
I was gonna say, Jordan, how do we know that somebody else didn't take the tire off for you? Like,
No, Jordan, that's not the lug wrench. You're holding it
because
wrong.
I'm the one who holds liability insurance, so none of them want to touch it because I'm the one insured. And when you're using, here it is. Here's me physically lifting the tire off the Bronco.
Easy, guy. Easy. Nice. Nice.
You had to prove you wrong, dude.
And
no, I love it, man. No.
I will say
yeah, we see it, Jordan. It's okay.
That comes with the Bronco is piece of crap.
I hate it. I have a new one
There's
in
a
my
lot of things we
Bronco.
could fix.
See, this was
Like,
in the
I
middle.
really feel like this was my FU moment to Dave.
no, he said it was after.
No, but
Your
I'm a
comment was after.
nice. I love it.
This is the FU moment to you, telling you, be like, hold on, sir, I have receipts.
Laura, no. I come prepared to every fight. I do not show up.
There's no fight here. Oh, and Laura, I haven't got to mention, she has quite a fan club in our chats, I will say.
Yes.
So
Laura's, I know. I call her Mother Forum.
She's famous.
She's got a big fan base out there. I'll go to
I
her.
miss
To
the
like
plants, Jordan.
It's great
I
to
miss
meet
the
you.
plants in
Where's
y'all's
Laura?
videos.
What?
I want the plants back. Her in her actual house. So when y'all were doing those live videos, she had all those plants everywhere. And I gave her shit about it in Michigan a couple months ago. I was like,
I give her crap about it.
I need the plants back. She's like, nobody wants to see my plants.
No, I give her crap for it. Don't worry. She lives in the Amazon jungle.
I see that. So final question, Kelly, make it a good one. We'll let Mr. Jordan go.
Okay. Ragnar Khan says, who gets to keep the green Bronco at home, and does it have a name? I think BN employees live across the country.
Yeah, his name is Brody. We've named all of our Broncos in order of receiving them. So the red one was Amber because she was first. The green one was Brody. We got him second. Our Escapade is Charlie because we got him third. And then the Bronco that went to Iceland is Denise because we got her fourth. So they all have names, and they're all family members.
I feel like Brody's off of Point Break.
Actually
might be too young for that, Dave.
So Brody, it's like I'm talking about a dog. Brody came to us from.
Was he housebroken?
From Rodeo, New Hampshire. Very housebroken. So came in stock form, white wild track, mid package, hardtop. And we took delivery of him at Overland Expo West. And the day we got him, we went to dinner as a whole team, and our waiter's name was Brody. And we kind of felt like we had the same vibe. And so we needed a B name for Brody. And so we named the Bronco after our waiter in Flagstaff.
I'm surprised. He's in the chat right now.
That's fantastic.
That is fantastic.
So I took Brody home to Salt Lake, where I live, and Bronco Nation was kind enough to let me bring my creative vision to life on the design. And so worked with a local shop there to do the wrap and wheels and upfitting on all of that. So he resides. I'm his adopted father, and he's out here today. Today was his first trip to Bronco Knoll. So Brody we're going to go to Bronco Knoll today. So. Yeah.
Are you surprised at how Bronco Knoll's really taken off? I see people posting up all the time that little monument that they'll put up there, and I see people love it.
It looks like a funeral pyre.
Oh, really?
Like it looks like a memorial. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Really?
I'm just being
crazy.
I mean, it's just like this weird pile of graffitied rocks.
Yeah,
and then like a shredded flag on a little stake. I don't know. We're trying to do something there. We also are thinking we need a bit more of an aggressive name than Knoll. So if people have any thoughts of, we need like Summit or Peak or something like oomph than like Knoll or Mound or whatever.
Yeah.
So we're working through some things. We also want to formalize it a little bit more up there, make something a little more momentous that you want to take your picture in front of, besides a pile of rocks with the.
Well, come on, you go to Hollyoaks now, and Jeep's got a solar panel up there. Y'all need something. Come on.
I hate that freaking banner's there.
So we will, Bronco Knoll is awesome. It's really pretty. It's an easy trip from here, but we're looking to formalize it a little bit more in the coming months. So,
Well, Jordan, I want to say we appreciate you coming on. You've been a very good sport.
Thank you so much for having me.
I had to poke the bear. If
and
I didn't,
thank you for bringing them to
Yes.
him as well. I very much appreciate
Yes.
if I did not poke the bear a little bit, my audience would call me out on it. Trust me.
Hey,
but you guys have been you guys have been super nice to me for no reason, and I do greatly appreciate it. Though, audience, I will still call them out from time to time, but clearly Jordan can change a tire now, so we do know that for a fact.
One rumor squashed.
That's right. Now we'll work on the next one.
It
But
didn't say
seriously, I appreciate.
I can change it twice, but I can change it at least once.
it. And actually, there were 2 rumors squashed because Ford did not pay for Iceland,
Oh,
Yep.
and you have changed a tire.
see, and I did those both on the same trip. So you're asking me about the
Right.
organization for the trip. We did it for you, Dave. We went over there.
I'm
it.
sure you did.
Just
I'm
for
sure
you.
you did. So, obviously, you guys have a couple live streams this week, right?
One big one on Friday. Yep, Friday at
Okay.
8 p.m. Eastern is the Grand Poupah. This was our little test run to see if Starlink works, and it did. So thank you very much. After we got it running, we got another one out here. But yes, Friday we're going to have a ton of special guests. We have one of our biggest announcements to date on Friday, actually.
Nice.
There are a lot of very exciting people that have come out here from Detroit to join us on the live stream on Friday. And it is all in our mission statement to make Bronco easier and more enjoyable. So make sure you tune in Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern to hear all about that. We think the Bronco community is going to be hopefully very excited because it's going to make a big pain point for people after taking delivery much easier and take a lot of headache out of. I'll leave it at that.
Nice. Well, unfortunately, we'll be flying back probably from Chicago. I'm about to say Detroit then, but I will definitely check that out on replay. I know a couple of the guests that you guys have already announced that are going to be in there. It's going to be kind of fun.
It's going to be an awesome lineup. I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, and if Laura can bring some plants in, Laura, I know you're probably watching right now. Bring some plants in for the.
If she's at
stream.
KOH, I don't think she's gonna find some plants out in the desert.
Well,
and
they-
just
We got
put 'em in
plenty of
there.
desert shrubbery around here. We'll rip up some bushes and.
That's right. That's right. If you're thinking about going to Johnson Valley, go say hi to Jordan. Tell him we said hi, and let us know. Let them know that you saw him over here, and we greatly appreciate it. Jordan, once again, you've been a very good sport.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm sure we'll see you at some event coming up pretty soon. So there's no easy way to do this. We're going to say bye, Jordan. Aly, you want to say bye?
We'll talk to you soon.
Thank
Jordan.
you all so much for having us. We really appreciate it. Great talking to you all. Finally, thank you to the super chat and the audience for being so kind and welcoming. We really appreciate it. If you're out here, come say hi, and we hope to see all of you at a Bronco event very soon.
Awesome. Thanks,
Peace.
Jordan. Have a good night.
Take care, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
There you go, guys. I love the fact that Jordan just gave me a bunch of shit. I
do too.
love the fact
do I,
that
to be
he was
honest.
willing to throw some shade there. You guys know early on, like I said early on, man, I called out some stuff that I was just like, come on, man. And clearly, after you think about it, because we're all in 2020, we're all pissy anyways. And there was a bit
You
of
were broken.
yeah, there was a little bit of probably was a little bit of jealousy of some of the stuff they were getting to, because knowing the access I had to go to get information, probably a little easier on their part, but very good sports about it. And I appreciate them coming on, because we've tried to get Bronco Nation on several times.
Yeah.
And we're like, hey, sorry, we can't talk to you. You've given us kind of some grief that, so having Jordan on was a big get. And speaking of people that I've given shade to, we've got Chase Gentry coming on in 2 weeks. And, he's been, I've funnily given Chase shade, but he's out
Say
there.
that 10 times fast.
No, thank you. But he's out there having fun, and I'm kind of excited because I've started paying more and more attention. I know I've had some Patreon members who keep bugging me, have Chase on, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to have him on, and we're going to talk. I know, Aly, you've talked to him a little bit, I think.
I've talked to him on Instagram. I've never got to meet him. I've just heard really good things about him. He's a Bronco ambassador through Ford, which I think that program is coming to an end soon. At least for the people who got like the early production models and things like that.
You mean all the rock climbers and runners?
So weird. I don't even know. And like I will say the one thing that I really, really like is that he's engaged with the Bronco community. He's very involved.
Yes.
He will go out. He will let people look at his Bronco. He will let people sit in his Bronco, things like that. I don't know if they're like, you guys,
Did he
they
let
him
people drive his Bronco, Aly? Because I've let
don't
people
think-
drive mine.
I don't think so, because technically it's Ford, and I think only Chase and Jackie are insured. So with that, but no, he's like a super down to earth, nice guy. So I keep hoping to run into him at like a Bronco event. It just we haven't crossed paths yet. So.
Well, yeah, but I'm kind of excited by that because he is out there. He's out there getting it, man, and he's out at Johnson Deli right now. Yeah, I know he was traveling out there last I saw, so I'm assuming he's there by now. But would love to have the ability to go full time like he's doing, man. So very jealous of what he's getting to do, and I still wouldn't have chosen the wild track. I'm just saying, I would have chosen the the Badlands after that. But he's out there getting it. So and he seems to be fun. So that'll be in 2 weeks coming up, and next week it's just going to be the Amigos that I know of right now. So
The Amigos. The three of us?
Yeah, just us three talking.
Is that next Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there you go. So I've got some news I want to talk about, and I don't know if
before you chat and like clear these questions.
Of course we can. Of course we can. If you guys are new to the show, smash the like button for us. Smash the subscribe button for us. We would greatly appreciate that. We plan on, as you can see with Jordan, we plan on getting more people, bigger names on the show to discuss all things Bronco.
Let's see. Mark Cena says, finally got my VIN and scheduled build date in March. Glad I didn't change anything on my order.
Nice.
Because some people are changing things, making some restrictions a little bit less.
Corey M says, got my VIN on Friday also. Congrats, Mark. I also refuse to change anything.
Probably is a lot of truth in that, Aly, because so many people are changing. It's freed up a little bit for the people.
Well, we kind of talked about that last week or the week before.
I mean, because honestly, after talking to people, I won't mention names, literally like 90% of the orders left are obviously 2 doors and 4 doors, but 2 doors have to have the hardtop, no exceptions. A lot of the wild tracks had the hardtop. They're 2.7s automatically, which they never really said anything about the engine restraint. And maybe if you work at a dealer, you can correct me on that. But they haven't mentioned the 2.7 in a while.
I was going to say early on, there was 2.7 rumors, but I never found it. I could never get an inside source to be like, yeah, we're really having problems with that.
Yeah, because like I've talked to people at some of the engine plants, and I'm like, okay, because we have the 2.7 and the F-150. So neither here or there. But then Lux package. I mean, everybody wants a Lux package. Okay, not everybody, but everyone left. So it's like if you're doing a give and take thing. And then I thought it was cool. Our Ford, I can't speak for other Ford accessory regions, but like our Detroit region sent out a thing saying, okay, if you drop Sasquatch, here's how you can build it. And like gave us different suspension ideas and gave us like the tires and things like that. They're like, here's a package that they can use their rebate on, and they can do it after the fact type of a thing. So I thought that was kind of cool that they were trying to come up with a plan, which granted you don't get the gearing, but honestly, if it's a mall crawler, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So,
Mark Cena, thank you so much for that super
thank you.
chat, by the way. It was given a little bit ago, but we didn't want to interrupt Jordan's time because I know his service was spotty, so we wanted to make sure we honored his time with us. And another one saying, I love hot moms too.
I love my hot mom.
Oh.
I'm not going to lie.
That's not
that hot mom.
So Dave, my mom ended up texting me halfway through. She's like, "Oh my god, I love Dave's shirt."
It's funny as I've always
to laugh while Jordan was talking. I'm like, "Oh god."
Well, I tried to wear the most awkward shirt that Jordan would have to look at me and be like, "What the hell is this dude wearing?" Like, but I wear funny shirts all the time, and only recently have people actually, I guess, got on the bandwagon to notice that I wear like shirts that make you go, "What is this dude about?" Like, he's a little weird.
Joshua Rittenhouse says, I got some trail damage on the Glades, backed into my brother-in-law's Challenger while on my way out to date night with the missus.
Did the billboard, bro? Come on, man.
Valerie Austin says, hi, all. Just want to let you know my husband and I picked up our new Bronco Badlands last Tuesday.
Yeah,
now hubby's out every day trying to figure out everything in the Lux package.
It takes a minute to learn everything because that Lux package, there's a lot to it. There's a lot of buttons you can push and figure out a lot of stuff to that thing. And big update, Apple CarPlay full size. I know, Aly, you got that. You were all excited about that.
I know Valley Dude 5000 had this question, but nobody was going to have the answer to this of questions when we would see an hybrid Bronco.
I'm going to say 25 is because that'll be about almost a mid-cycle refresh for that vehicle. So I would say if they're going to make changes, it won't be till then.
And final pinned question that I currently have, given the strong demand for the Raptor, is it looking like it will be mass-produced trim like the Badlands or still limited production like the other Raptors?
Nah,
I anticipate it'll be limited production.
Ford initially said $5,000 is all they wanted to build of that. I don't think they want to build $5,000 of those things. No, it does. It's not special if they mass build it, unfortunately. And
They're
then
gonna
there's
lose
no
their
reason.
value.
Yeah, and then you're like, what am I paying 20 more grand for if it's common? Hey, and speaking of, nobody's said anything. Look under our names. What does that say, Kelly?
Number one
I was
Ranger
waiting
Raptor
for
with
someone
Aly.
to say something in the chat, but they didn't because it was like the
Yeah, I
very
never
first
saw it.
comment. It was, how
Speak
long
up,
is
people.
it going to take for him to say number one?
I saw that, and I was like, and Jordan was in mid talking. I've been to be like, look, it's in there.
That counts.
So is that wrapped us up for right now?
It's what I have pinned right now, yes.
Okay, so there's one thing I don't know. I really haven't prepped Aly or Kelly about this,
Thanks
but
a lot.
No,
I know. It's this is what makes this show fun.
I'm nervous.
Well, as you should be, but somebody that might be on the show down the road. We've got that says IAG, but I was tube doors are one of those things that I've been like, I don't like Ford's tube doors, though I'm sure they're very, very nice.
Okay, so before you hit play on that,
so
they saw my tube doors at Supercell, Wisconsin.
You have the Ford ones, right?
Yes. And then the gear started turning, saying, hey, how can we like bring this to light? And if this is what I think it is, thank my tube doors. Because they started saying, okay, like how can we produce these? What can we do differently type of a thing.
Yeah. I have to say, because I've run tube doors on Jeeps and, they're pretty simple. I think they're a little expensive for what they are, but, people are into this to make money. But I wanted to show this because this popped up today. Right from the get-go, it's a simple design. I forget the other company that's doing tube doors, but their logo is just massive in here. I'm not a big fan of putting the logos in these, but if you have to do it, looks like it at least belongs the way they've done this. I like the Molly-ish panels where if you want to put bags on the inside, whatever you need to do, you have room to do that. Like we had those Molly cup holders in the back of our Badlands, which would be perfect in this thing. But our daughter, she was big brain, big chief when we took the doors off of our
Billy Badass.
Yeah, off of Gladiator till we started riding around in it, and she got a little uncomfortable.
And she would
honestly, that's why I really like the tube doors because I had some lady over one of the posts. I'm pretty sure it was in the Bronco ladies group, which they're all crazy in there. Yes. That's putting it nice. Like I've been blocked by so many people. I'm like, it doesn't. I think it's funny. I'm like, because I'm just giving you facts, and you don't like the fact that I'm telling you what's true. And I posted the picture of my Bronco and the tube doors because I have a bunch of trips coming up. And said, hey, like follow my Instagram. This one lady's like, oh, don't take your dog with you and all this other stuff. I'm like, if there's tube doors on, absolutely not. Like there's not something secure enough that you can convince me to take my the doors off. You won't do it because if anything happens to her, y'all won't see me for a week because I'm gonna be bawling my eyes out. So it's just like one of those things, like even for me when I was driving it without like anything, I was very uneasy. I was the person going slow on the expressway until I got used to it. So the tube doors just give you that little bit more of security that I really like.
Yeah.
But I actually really like the design of this.
Yes, I do as well. And I've got a set in my my cart that if I can get somebody over here to approve, they might be shipped this way. But no, I was very impressed with this.
Better find some wood to knock on because it didn't happen anytime soon.
Hey, but Supercell's coming up and they may have them there.
Well, I'm just
my purse strings still have to loosen up.
I'm just saying, IAG, if you would like to display them on a vehicle, ours will be there.
We share a bank account, Aly.
Damn it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Should know about my secret bank account.
Where'd the money come from? Because I see all the income.
Anyways, I was very impressed with the look of these. I know they're tube doors, so you're just like, man, whatever. But even their design is a little bit different, and it's going to show it here. I like the little spring here, the way this is done. At first, I was scratching my head, going, "What are they doing?" But even the way it's all mounted, just a lot of adjustment. In tube doors, you have to adjust them. They don't always come from the factory preset, work perfect.
I had to mess with mine for a good half an hour to 40 minutes just to get them right.
Yep. So it looks like a lot of adjustment on this, but they look good. It looks like heavy duty bed lining on this. I did see a comment a minute ago about some bed lining issues. Where was it? No, it's 501. It was right here. Emailing IAG about my running boards rusting out after 6 months. Garage kept rust between the welds and the powder coat doesn't reach. I will say 502, and I don't know IAG from a hill of beans, but I know from being in the aftermarket stuff, powder coating is a nightmare on this stuff. And if the welds are
there's a customer page, and there's a group that did leave that they are having issues with. Take your pictures, send them in, and they're fixing it. They've been on top all of them from what I've seen.
Yeah. Well, they've been IAG, I was a big fan of them until for a minute, and then now I'm a fan of them again because I do like their products. But they what was it, the top thing they sent out replacements to fix their piston top thing. We didn't ask for. They were well ahead of it. They understood the problem and they just jump on it. So
well, and not many people know that IAG is not a brand new company to Ford. I mean, it's a brand new company to Ford, but it is not a brand new company. They've been doing Subaru for years.
Yeah.
So they're tried and true.
Yeah. But even the interior of this, like I said, you can put some molly bags in this if need be. The locking mechanism, that all looks actually very nice. Some of the Jeep stuff I've had has been just Chinese garbage. That you still paid the same amount. I don't know where these are made. I'm not claiming I do, but what I know of them, they seem to make a lot of this stuff themselves. But they look good. I wanted to talk about that for a minute because I thought those were pretty interesting, and that video dropped right before the live stream.
Michael Nice said, "Go fund my tube doors." Or go fund my tube doors for Dave.
Well, Dave's still trying to get a new soft top, so
yeah. See, his list keeps growing.
Well, at one point we were having a help, fund the super chats for funding the soft top, but we never got past, I think, $100. So they're $2,000. Anyways, and I'm not asking for super chats, by the way. But the next topic, Aly, this one was hilarious to me. Once again, you were not prepared for this. So.
I was not prepped for anything.
Right.
I got questions for Jordan, and that was about it.
Yeah. So this one, we know what hard tops. People are always asking about hard tops. When's Ford going to start selling hard tops? When are they going to do this? The company out in Arizona or Vegas, they're too expensive. $6,000 for a hard top. That's just ridiculous. So I happened to be scrolling through Bronco 6G, and I'm not making fun of anybody on this. This is amusing to me because I'm sure you've heard it as a dealer. People ask you all the time, well, I'll do a soft top, but I want, Ford, when the hard tops, I want to be on top of it.
Yeah.
So somebody over at a 6G was like, hey, I bought all my hard tops separate. Wait, well, that's true. It's not even my Bronco anymore. Damn it, people. Even Jordan, now the audience is giving me such shit. But this was on Bronco.
Let's just say karma, sir.
Yes, probably. This was on Bronco 6G. Hardtop parts availability purchased from parts. So this person, and I'm not going into this deep, but they found out, well, you can order. I got to scroll quickly to find this. You can order all the parts to get your hardtop. But before I even read this, I was like, the coloring is slightly different. Like they piece these tops together because of the color match. The way they do these, they can be slightly tinted differently. So I would be nervous about what I was getting doing it this way. But, and I want to pull this out just for a second because I want to scroll down. Somebody was like,
everybody sick.
Yes. So somebody started tallying up everything you needed because that guy just thought you just ordered those pieces of top and you got everything. All you get is basically the panels, and that's it. No glass.
No glass, no screws, no hardware, nothing.
So they started adding all this stuff up, which was hilarious to me. And I don't want to make everybody sick. Let me scroll here.
So you'll just make me
There it
sick
is.
instead.
There it is. So they added up $7,100, almost $7,200 before shipping. And the guy posted shipping was $1,000.
So it was funny. Before this, we have someone in our community that got a Bronco, and they're well known in the area. And I had saved the message from him because I knew this was going to be an issue down the road. He had messaged me on Facebook because we talked through text, Facebook, email. And like, I'm one that I like paper trails. If you work in a dealership, you know paper trails are everything. So I will do most of my stuff online through email, all of that. And so we tried looking one up. And at the time, so this is like peak of craziness, like end of 2021. It was like $13,000 or $14,000 for all of it.
Oh yeah.
At the peak of it, like they've come down in price on them, but that doesn't surprise me at all.
No, because what this price? Well, all OEM parts are expensive because who pays for it? Insurance. Insurance is the only reason that somebody needs to go buy a replacement panel or anything like that. So to Ford, and it's not just Ford, everybody does it. They're like, okay, if insurance is going to pay for it, we're going to make money on this part to stock it.
They're going to jack up the prices.
Yeah.
And Michigan insurance is the worst. The worst.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
So this is before, I think this is just the actual shell parts was the $7,100. And then it was amazing to me that people were giving, like I said, the fiberglass company, Advanced Fiberglass, whatever it is, Dynamics, I think it is, but they were giving them such grief for $6,000.
Has anyone actually seen their top in person?
They're supposed to have been shipped out at the end of January. It's what I heard. They were doing the one-piece top first. It was shipping out. I'm supposed to get them on the show because I wanted to talk to them about the top. And they said they wanted to get some tops out. And then they wanted to start marketing the tops better. But if you've ever seen their fenders, they're a #1 class
Well,
fenders.
I think that's
they really do a good job.
Who Chase has on his Bronco.
Yes, a lot. Well, half of the SEMA builds always had those fenders on. But I was amused that people starting to, I can get this through the parts department. And sure, if you want to pay quadruple the price, still, I don't think, Aly, you speak to this probably better than I can. I don't think Ford ever has an interest in trying to sell those tops to the public.
They're gonna have to, from how they made people switch. I mean, I'm sure it'll be short lived. I don't know.
Well, they can't build enough now. That's part of the constraints.
I also can't speak on that.
Right. Well, that's fine. I know there's stuff you can't talk about, but just as the outside looking in, it seems like if they're already trying to get people to switch from a hard top to a soft top, how in the hell are you going to start selling tops on because initially
because you've gotten people to switch from the hard
no,
top to the soft
but
top,
initially there's going to be a huge run on that, and they're going to have the same problem they did with the Bronco. You're going to have all this backlog of people wanting hard tops, and you're not going to be able to fulfill them for 3 years. And then by that time, those people have sold their Bronco and moved on to something else.
Maybe.
But clearly, Aly's tight-lipped on that one, so we can't talk about that.
No,
I can't.
something else to talk about.
But no, I did find it was amusing to me that, like you were saying, you get $12,000-$14,000, and now in a hardtop, if you've got the money, do it.
Yeah. David, ADM additional markup fees is honestly up to that dealer.
You're right.
I can't really do it. And here's the thing: additional markup fees is not just Ford. I've seen what people are paying for Chevys and Dodges and things like that. We're just more so in the spotlight because of Bronco.
It's such a popular vehicle.
Shit, I saw some Hondas going for 10 and 20 over sticker. I'm like, it's a freaking Honda. But
wait till the new Avalanche. I mean, Silverado EV comes out. Like you talk about markups, the Hummer.
Have you seen the Hummers?
Yeah. But this is going to be a more common version that's supposed to be affordable. It's supposed to be $40,000. But Aly, how many $40,000 F-150 Lightnings do you sell?
We have those.
Right.
That's the point.
Right. So, but
what's a Lightning?
Right. Also in the news this week, it's our personal Bronco. Well, Kelly's personal Bronco. We if you go over to allterrainnation.com, we actually have a build page of everything we've done to our Broncos. So there it is, sitting in the showroom alley where they were trying to sell it from
Where it wasn't
out from
supposed to
under
be.
me.
Oh, Rebecca.
Yeah,
Oh, Rebecca.
but we're almost 16 or right.
No, we just rolled 17
Oh,
this week.
okay, 17. So I need to update that. But we break it down what we did on
Sydney got a
ours.
video of it rolling over from 16.
Did she?
999 to 17.
But from bumpers to the diabolical, everything in the back, there's links to that stuff. If we've done a build video on it, we put it on our website so you can kind of go through and see what we've done, the mistakes we've made. So don't make our mistakes. But this little guy struck me. We bought these over a month ago or so. These little handles. Now we had the IAG paracord handles. But the problem I had with those is if I really wanted to grab on it, I never felt really like it was going to hold the weight of me really wanting to pull on that thing. And then if I ever had my hat like this, like anytime I turned this way, the cord was right in my hat. And it was just aggravating. So we picked these up on Amazon and pop these up here real quick. $52, which is more we paid $40 for those. I think all 4 of them. But these were they're aluminum handles. Which
I know Gia said she ordered the red ones.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so that I didn't even realize they did colors, but
that's it, just red and black.
But I really like these things. Kelly hasn't got to. I don't know if you've got to mess with them today much or not, but that's them sitting in our Bronco. They're out of the way. Somebody commented in the short we did of like, roll bars have foam on them for a reason and all this stuff, and you're going to bonk your head on it if you're not wearing a helmet and all this stuff. And I was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like,
somebody commented tonight about on Instagram that was like when the airbag goes off and that impales into you, like,
trust me, we worried about those paracords, but I've soon researched it comes out of the bottom.
Yeah, it just
like
pops down.
It has nothing to do with the top of it. But I'm pretty excited by those because once again, they're not in my face when I'm driving.
Well, the thing is, if you're getting into an accident, you're going to be worrying about other things than just that. So
yeah, the Broncos got only like 100 airbags are going to go off in your face anyways. So which is for safety, obviously. But I for $50, I was like, we'll try it. It's not like I didn't have the paracord if we wanted to do it.
The only thing I would think of, and obviously we need warmer weather for this, is do you think when the top's down, is it going to get too hot with it being, because is it just metal? Is there anything like the grip hand?
That's a good
no, it's completely metal.
It's
yeah.
Metal.
So it's just going to be a little hot.
But the air's running. So, or I mean, not the air, but like you're driving on the road,
yeah.
So I don't know, but that's a good call out.
Don't use common sense on me, Allie. I'm over here talking about a cool product. No, that's a great point. But I know, like, if we would use these on wheeling or whatever, just grabbing it, trying to.
I'm sure there's something you can just wrap up there really quick. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well,
we may or may not be softball coaches, so we could, if we really wanted to, regrip it.
Oh yeah, we can get some softball bat grip. But they do multiple versions of this too. This isn't the only one. But if you go over to allterrainnation.com, these are Amazon links. I will say right now, I get a small, tiny kickback if you bought them through our website. We're not getting rich by any means, but we do. It does help fund the channel. So
don't lie, y'all are millionaires now.
Oh, you know it.
Hey, my short paid me 1 penny today.
There was one that's paid 13 cents. You said.
No, that was.
Yeah, I was gonna say one of them was 13 cents.
No, that was all of my shorts together. Paid 13 cents.
Wow. Yes.
I'm taking the family to Hawaii.
Well, and I will say
we're going to Disney.
Right? No, he won't go to Disney.
Man, I'm an asshole.
I will say with the Amazon links, any of them that you click and you don't buy that and you decide to buy something with it or buy something through there, we get a small kickback from whatever it is that you buy. So if you're going shopping on Amazon and want to help the channel, that's an easy way to do it without costing you anything. So,
yeah. And it's aluminum, guys. So it's not like it's
not pure metal.
Yeah, it's not metal where it's going to hold heat for a long period of times. But it was something cool I thought I would try. I'm not out here trying to sell you all kinds of things because it was just we put what we put on our Bronco we find interesting. You don't find a need for it, so be it. Just like Allie's fenders, she loves those fenders. and she
A
put
lot
them
of
in her
people
vehicle.
don't.
Right.
And mobile, no, I'm not one of those girls that paints everything pink or has everything pink. Like
No.
I have a pink toolbox because Dave got it for me one Christmas.
Yeah,
And that was it. Like otherwise and when I say pink toolbox, it's for my car.
It's a bag.
Yeah, it went in my Xterra.
Yeah.
So
Well, now to go on your Bronco.
in my Bronco.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. No, it's not.
It is
only
her
when we go on
Bronco.
trips.
Yeah.
Only when we go on trips.
You know it.
What else is going on in your life, Aly?
Nada.
How's Doggo?
She's sleeping right now. Twitching like crazy. But
I
Cone
heard
is
the
off.
cone. The cone of
Cone
shame
is
came
off
off.
under supervision.
So when did it come off?
Psycho.
Today? Under
Yeah.
supervision?
Yeah.
So she's probably sleeping really well because she hasn't slept really well in a long
Yeah.
time because of the
She's
cone of
been
shame.
like twitching and like barking in her sleep. So I've been waiting
Rummy.
for someone to say something. Yes. I'm just like, we're gonna leave her be. We'll see what happens.
Devin's asking what fenders that you have, Aly.
I have the best top fenders on mine right now. I don't think I've posted a picture recently.
And you cannot spell tonight.
Oh, it's this keyboard. It hates me.
Sure, it's the keyboard, not the user.
Let's see if I can find a picture. So with the best top that I have, they also put fenders on. Just with all the driving I did, I had mentioned that I liked them. We were gonna do a photo shoot with them, and then because we have them for the 2-door and the 4-door, and they ended up changing their minds. Just they went a different direction with it. I don't know if I have
that
like
antimatter blue was pretty.
picture. Hold on. I know what I do have.
But those are the fenders Aly has.
Yeah. I like them.
Yeah, hey man, and that's the cool thing about Bronco is there's mall crawler Broncos, there's pure off-road guys that only want function over form,
Well,
and
the
there's
one
people in the
thing-
middle.
Here, I'll send you a picture that you can pull up. The one thing that I do really like about them is when there's snow and mud and crap on my passenger door or my rear doors, I don't have to like break it off and worry about my paint chipping and stuff.
Like the rest of us do.
It's not like that. I have like no. Oh yeah, I do. Hold on, I'll send this in the chat. Let's do.
The excitement's building. It's building.
I just can't figure out how to use my phone tonight, so it's fine.
Is it that one?
Yeah.
Hasn't it been on for like 3 weeks?
I don't know.
Huh?
Oh, one of my studio lights just went out.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
Laura says, what GoPro did you get again, Aly? You didn't get any other accessories with it, did you?
GoPro?
It wasn't the GoPro. Was it that DJI you showed us?
Oh, I just got a DJI like handheld camera. I'm still trying to figure out how it works. I have no idea.
It's the one with the gimbal and all that built in.
Yeah, but you can like connect it to your phone though too.
Mhm.
Like that
You
was
can
cool.
do your GoPro too. They have an
Yeah.
awesome app.
I use that one too.
Okay.
It was an impulse decision, okay? I was
I
bored
could
at
tell.
work. I saw that it was at Best Buy. I'm like, I'll be right back. That's how I decide to buy things. I don't.
It's a
research, I
work-related
don't-
expense, is what you're saying.
Yes. Exactly.
Yes. Mobile says I'm setting the mood.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes.
the light was on.
Yes. Yeah, that's probably an expensive light bulb. All right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
sent
the
the
studio's
picture in
about to
our
move
chat.
anyways. Let's see.
Maybe
There
not.
it is. All right, here is Aly's. This is Aly's
So like
fender,
the
and it's all
back,
muddy.
I know that was at Holly Oaks too. Laura was there, but the back doesn't get the buildup because the fender is attached to the rear door.
Yes, which is kind of a like. There's a few things with Bronco I'm kind of amazed about because you're like, this thing was developed in Michigan, so they should know about snow and ice. But the fact that those fenders like collect everything, and then you can't open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first
'cause
year
if
I
you do at
had my
some point-
Bronco, I damaged the rear door.
Yeah.
Because it was like one of the 2 weeks that we actually had snow. We haven't had a bad winter in a couple years.
No,
knock
we've
on
had a
wood.
mild winter.
No, like
We're
all of
already
our
in the
snow just
60s.
melted again. Oh my god, it feels so bad. So Maya's been in this cone this whole time, and all the snow's gone.
Oh no.
So like the first time it snowed, I can't remember what the issue was or like what happened, but it was like literally gone within a day. And then now she had surgery, and now all the snow's gone. And I like let her out today. She just looks at me like, "Come on, are you serious? Like it was just here."
Sounds like you need to take her. You know, in Pigeon Forge, they have that snow
Isn't
slide
it Boyne
thing.
Mountain or something is where a lot of people go and go snow
Yeah. It's
stuff?
like 2 or 3 hours from me, I think.
Yeah. We
Mm.
never
Okay.
did because my parents always went south. They never went north.
I'll have to do something because this poor dog, like, for her being a husky, she's seen no snow the last couple years.
Bless her.
Poor thing. Kelly, how's Bronco life? Where you at?
Bronco life's good. Haven't
Yeah.
done much.
Been too. Like I know we're saying we've had a mile.
I work from home, so I don't really like. I drive it on lunch sometimes, but some days I don't even leave the house.
We have so many parts to put on this thing, and
We do.
and honestly, little time if you think about. I've got to take and get my front bumper powder coated because I will say the powder coating that Lifestyle Off-Road used was not up to par. It's not their fault. They
found out after the fact, unfortunately.
They had a run of powder coating that's had some issues, and ours is one of them. So I'm going to have mine redone. So I got to take the bumper off, then I got to take the winch off and all that BS. But in the meantime, we got an air pump to put on. We've got I don't know what I have there. I still got to put on for Christmas time. Rock sliders, white knuckle rock sliders, frame mounted rock sliders will be put on real soon.
CB that needs to go in there.
That's no CB. That's a.
Oh, is that a new GMRS?
Yes. Because somehow my other one got broke.
You threw it in the softball bucket.
Weird.
Maybe. I don't know.
Funny how that happens, right?
All right, all right, Miss Jordan.
Just saying.
Jeez.
Just saying.
Jeez. Comments, questions, bring them in real quick. We've got about 10 minutes before Allie's dog gives her the look of like, hey, I got to go outside in this hot weather.
Don't say it too loud.
He's currently running, so.
That's good. So yeah, any questions or comments for the week? I know a lot of people getting their Broncos. That's very exciting. Allie, you said you guys had a lot of buildable Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
I really think this last quarter or this first quarter of the year, they're making push to get them out.
They really are, and I mean, like, again, it's a shitty situation. Like, a rock and a hard place. Bronco was already pushed off 1 or 2 times. When COVID hit, do you do it again or do you just run with it? They ran with it. So it's like, you're not going to make everyone happy. But the thing is, like, people forget it's not just Bronco. I understand that's the center of our universe, but if this is the only thing going wrong, like, your life is pretty good. And, like, be happy that you can afford a car with some of it. And again, I know some people had to make the decision to not do it because of everything right now. So.
Update is 70 days. 70 days. And that's coming quick. Well, I remember I started it was like 155 days when I started that counter.
I'm so excited.
Mobile says, when is the Chicago party? My party is going to be, if we fly in Wednesday. There's a Nissan event we have to go to, and then it starts at what, like 7:30. We have breakfast we have to go to, and then it's press events. I know the Toyota Highlander, the new Highlanders.
It would probably be lunch on Friday.
There's Jeep has two special models they're about to do, which probably just means a couple stickers and some new limited run colors. And Chicago Auto Show is going to be kind of weak this year, I think. Not a lot of fun.
No, he's asking because we've talked about maybe meeting up with some members while we're in Chicago, and I think Friday lunch would be because we fly out at 5 on Friday.
Okay.
So I think if we got together, it would have to be Friday lunch.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry.
That's what is being talked about.
I'm in business mode right now, so my brain is
They don't care about what you're going to see right now.
They might. What if they do?
Not,
Care about
that's
a party.
that's not the question.
Seth is asking, what is the Chicago party? It's a lunch.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, order banks, Aly. Wait, there it go. There it goes. When do you think have they given you an actual date confirmed that it's opening up?
Nothing's confirmed until it actually happens.
Right.
Until it actually opens.
So
March.
basically,
They're saying March, but we'll see what the announcement Jordan has on Friday, and we'll
do you
go from
think
there.
that if somebody got a 21, like say us, and you like, so a lot of people every 3 to 4 years know they're like going to exchange a car out, and you want another one, do you get in now expecting okay, it's a year wait or so?
Uh-huh.
So we have to start planning our lives a year in advance for cars now.
Just like Dave's
For
number one with Aly.
For the time being, yes. I mean, it's already gotten better. I can get F-150s within the shortest one I've seen is 3 weeks. Granted, it was an XL, but 3 weeks is 3 weeks. We'll take it. And again, I'm in a very, very different position because I'm in Michigan. It's a hop, skip, and a jump over to any plant than I need to, at least 3 of them, between stamping, MAP, and Dearborn, and Flat Rock for Mustang. So it's like I'm in a very different situation. It's getting a little bit better-ish. Yeah. I mean, it's not 6 months. Expeditions are the worst. Oh, no, actually, scratch that. Transits are the worst. A metal tin can is the worst. There's nothing to it, and we cannot get them. I've had one guy waiting for over 2, and I'm almost.
And where are they built?
Aly?
Italy?
Yeah.
Well, those silly guys are out there eating spaghetti all the time. They ain't got time. They ain't got time to make those.
JW says, do you think when order banks open that you will be able to order anything you want, even if it contains constraint items, or what can you even order be limited?
I think Ford is going to be very strict on dealers on what we can and cannot order.
So they've advertised Sasquatch package as this ultimate deal. Then they're going to be like, sorry, you can't order it.
Probably. I can't say.
Yeah.
Johnny's Car Care Review says, TFL Tommy loves the Everglades. Do you 3 think it is the ultimate build? No.
Ooh, that's a Black Diamond Plus.
I don't think it's I like it better than the Black Diamond regular version. Just because I like the wheels, but that's my personal opinion. I like the wheels better on that than what actually come on Black Diamond. I think the snorkel feature is cool. But you're talking to a girl in Michigan who's never going to use that. So unless I decide to take Bucky into the Great Lakes, that's what I got.
And then Bucky isn't going to make it out of the Great Lakes.
Exactly.
It's not meant to go through that deep of water.
No.
Yeah, I don't. Honestly, I don't look. I've said this before. I don't look for that model to hang around another year or so, and I think it's gone. They move on.
I think it'll be cool if they just, for the people who really want the snorkel. I'm sorry, Dave, but I don't like the Jeep snorkel at all. I like Ford's design better. So if you're really into that thing, there you go. Like you have an option, but I think maybe a standalone option they'll have that on the 2.3. I don't know.
At some point, aftermarket will handle that, depending on the demand for it. So
yeah,
I mean, because honestly, aftermarket snorkels that I've ever seen in other brands, they're usually better than the factory. They look better, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the Ford snorkel at all. I just think it looks horrible. The coolest thing about the mirrors not being removable is also makes the snorkel a nightmare to deal with. And that big bump just looks awful to me. The idea that you only can get that in the little 4-cylinder, I'm not interested in that. So
yeah, I would agree, Jason K. Besides the Raptor, Badlands is the ultimate Bronco sway bar disconnect for the win. 100%. It was something I didn't know I needed till I had it.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I ordered my Bronco completely blind because I was made our Bronco specialist. I love trucks. I love our F-Series line. Like, go through
you know what I like? Ranger Raptors.
Oh, Lord. Guys, it took till the end. You did really good. I was a truck girl through and through. I thought like, hey, I'll keep this 6 months and I'll sell it. Absolutely not. But like when I ordered it, so I've taken some shit for this, but I don't really care. When I ordered it, I'm like, oh, Badlands sounds cool. We're just gonna order the Badlands because again, we had no info at all. So I'm just like, okay, we're just gonna do this. I wanted the rubber floors because of Maya, and I didn't really care about vinyl or leather seats, but I had to get the vinyl to get the rubberized floors, so that's why I went with the build that I did. And I wanted the heated steering wheel, so I got Lux. So I completely ordered blind, and I think
I so wish they would do like Jeep does and just do a cold weather package where you can just get the seats and the steering wheel. I do not like that they force you. I think they do it. That's just a Ford thing, right? They force you.
It's a Ford thing because, well, it kind of sucks now too because so you have like the Escape, you have a now they changed them all. So just the 22s, you have a base that they just call an Escape. They have the SE, they have the SEL, and they have the Titanium. You can now get a heated steering wheel on the SE, and like all the other trim levels, you have to go to like the mid or high level to get it. So like F-150, you have to get Lariat. But now with the chip shortage, now they're yanking all the heated steering wheels out, so you have to go to King Ranch or Platinum. So it's like, I needed it. I'm bougie.
Yeah. Well, 4 years or so, we'll be able to get the cars we want.
Cigar Texan says, I wonder how many Everglades are going to get flooded out.
Well, snorkels are not truly for, they're not for water forging. That's such a misconception to those things. Now, they sold it because they moved these vents up for the axles and stuff up so you could forge higher water, but such a disservice, man. Snorkels are for dusty trails and stuff. You're getting cleaner air, and the turbos need cleaner air. It's all about cleaner air.
Properly.
Yeah, I just think I like the Everglades logo. I just don't like everything else they've done about it. I think if they would have done that in a stamp like the classic Bronco that they stamped, if they would have done that stamping in Everglades, like just the way the font of it is, but just made it an actual physical deal, I think it would have been a lot cooler.
Yeah, I agree, Laura. Like, why can't you get heated steering wheel for people without getting the Lux? Because I'll be honest, the only thing I want about the Lux is the 12-inch screen. I don't want the QI charging. I don't need any of that. But I would like a heated steering wheel. It's the cat. She was driving crazy this morning. I threw a pillow at the door with her on the other side so it would startle her, so she'd stop pawing at the door. She does this thing where it's not her claws, but it's just enough to be annoying. I'm sure Maya does it to you sometimes, but it's just enough to be annoying, and you're like, stop it, thing. Stop it, cat. But yeah, like I'd like the heated steering wheel. I would like the 12-inch screen, and then I think I'm good with the Lux otherwise.
Bronco Dude says the Glades is the ultimate build, and he might be biased. Hey, man, that's once again
biased. That's okay.
You guys know, like I poke at the base. I don't care what people buy. If you get a Bronco and you enjoy it, have at it, man. But I look at, like I've always said this, I look at it from a journalist perspective and the enthusiast perspective, and I try to find middle ground with my thoughts on that kind of stuff. So
wait, Johnny said that his $110,000 Lightning has no heated steering wheel.
It's Canadian, by the way. So
yeah.
Okay, I'm like,
he's in Canada. They do things different.
There's not $110,000 Lightning unless there's an ADM on it. I'm like, what the heck?
I'm like, there could be.
I was so confused. I'm like, wait. It's all good.
Final questions or comments.
Oh, you got to end the poll.
Thank you, Kelly. So we did ask if you could pick only one Raptor, which one would you pick? And the results are pretty where I thought they would be. And
I mean, it is Bronco Talk Live.
That is true. But Bronco Raptor 59%, Ranger Raptor 21%, F-150 only 18%.
That's 150 votes.
That's a lot tonight.
I'm surprised though that F-150 honestly didn't beat Ranger Raptor. I mean,
what?
The F-150 Raptor.
You didn't say Ranger. You didn't say Raptor R.
Well, that's a whole nother
Ball game.
That's the next level, man. But obviously, yes, like Kelly said, this is a Bronco show. But you guys know I love the old Ranger.
Yeah. Let's
See,
see.
Seth, I love the sensors on the Lux package, but I also use them for off. I'd turn them off sometimes.
Well, let me
But-
rephrase. I'd like the 360 camera. That would be really nice when we're wheeling.
I do love the 360.
That would be really nice. NSU college kid said, I just want cooling seats here in the South. I will tell you, I
They
didn't know I
talked about
needed
that at the
cooling
ladies
seats.
off rodeo.
I didn't know I needed the cooled seats until I sat in that Sequoia and it had cooled seats in the Texas heat. Heat or cooled seats are where it's at.
You just take the doors off, man, and you're good to go.
That's not gonna unsweat my back. Like,
So
Look,
I'm
you
not.
can burn your hands on the handles.
So
You can sweat your ass off in the seat. You'll be good.
So before my Bronco, I had a 21 F-150 Lariat, and I've always had a moonroof in my car because of little Miss Diva over here. Because like she'll sit on the center console and just like stick her head up. It's actually pretty cute. But I had cooled seats in it, and I had 2 Lariats back to back, and she got used to the cooled seats because like it would be too hot, and she would do this like little paw thing that it was like too hot for her feet, and she would just like sigh at me like peasant, like what the hell am I doing? So that's the one thing she's had to get used to. It's like the dog had to get used to no cold seats.
Michael Knight says, how many Ranger Raptor votes did Dave put in?
He
Well,
has
can only vote-
he has like 5 fake accounts that he did that beforehand.
Clearly, I didn't have enough accounts.
Obviously.
So this week there will be no happy hour this week because we will be in Chicago for the auto show. If you are a member of this channel, you will get some special content. It's been a minute since we've done any kind of vlogs. We'll definitely do some vlogging on our way up there and stuff like that. But we're going to do some behind the scenes stuff as well, so you can kind of see. You can see me videoing Kelly as she's trying to video herself recording something.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, you're just finding out. Or vice versa. She will be filming me looking like an asshole, trying to film with a phone
It's
in my
easy to
hand.
do.
It is true. But we do plan on bringing a lot of coverage from there. The mid-size truck show, which is the #1 mid-size truck show on Saturdays, because it's the only mid-size truck show on Saturdays. The stream, actually, you guys have I'm surprised how many people watch that. Replays, been a lot of views and replays on that, so I'm very happy for that. But that will be Saturday.
David Zarko says, Aly, with the interest rates constraints economy, are you seeing customers walking away from their orders?
All the time. Or they're in a different position. I mean, I've seen deals that they had great credit at the start of everything, and unfortunately, due to everything on, credit card limits have now been maxed, and they don't want to, or it's not that the dealer doesn't want to help them. We have to listen to the bank. If a bank is saying like their debt to income is too high, not a chance. Like, unfortunately, we don't have in-house financing to where like we can't finance the car for you, nor do I think we want that liability. But yeah, I mean, banks are very restrictive with what they want to do right now with everything going on. So they used to be super carefree. Now they're kind of stipping us for more proof of income, like just more information that we need. So
yeah,
it's definitely
been good times make easy loans, bad times make it a little bit harder, unfortunately. And we're definitely in a recession, whether anybody wants to admit it or not.
I hate making that call though, or like coming down, because I stay out of a lot of the finance stuff, because especially if I know you and like we're friends, like I don't care what your income is. I just want to help you with a car. So I will literally take all the information. I give it right to my finance manager. They go through the nitty-gritty of everything. And if there's an uncomfortable conversation, I will normally not have that, because I don't want to ruin that, because some people will get embarrassed and not want to. And it's like, I don't want that. I want to be like the fun person you can come to when you do a cool mod or something like that. And those conversations are not fun, and we've had to have a couple lately.
All I know is by midsummer, whenever those Ranger Raptors get running out, I need the interest rates a little bit lower than they are right now.
I've seen them drop a little bit, like, and a lot of banks have been super competitive. So
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Home loans are going down a little.
Jessica Dunn says, Aly, you need to get Maya some of those doggy buttons with words.
No, I do not.
She doesn't need to talk any more than she does, right?
If her looks could, hold on. Where'd my phone go? Hold on. I have one for you. If looks could kill, my dog would have already killed me.
Man.
She's a sass, man. I love her to pieces, but like, she has an attitude. Oh.
No, there's no attitude there, Mom.
She's like, it's too effing hot.
Not at all.
Where's the snow, Mom?
Yeah,
Right?
basically. I feel so bad. Finance managers and service managers are the bravest souls at the dealership. 100%. I would never want, you could not pay me enough to be a service manager. Nope. Not at all. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're going into service, 98% of the time, you're not happy.
Mm-hmm.
So that service writer is getting it from every which direction.
Especially if they're coming in for warranty work, then you know it's a newer vehicle and they're expecting the vehicle to run. Yep.
So, what do you think an average windshield costs to replace?
$500.
So my guy that works for me at work has an Audi I forget, the 4-door RS, whatever, hot little 4-door sports coupe. He was quoted today $3,500 for the windshield. Plus, they have to reprogram the sensors in the windshield, and I was like, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah, but I mean, that's an Audi though. That's a whole different game.
Oh, I know. I was like, his insurance company, because he's like, I'm just going to pay for it, and then I'll have insurance cut me a check. And I was like, well, they ain't going to cut you much of a check. I can guarantee you that.
Jessica, I would not want your job right now.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
Not at all.
Hey, Jessica, we're in the, what, 2.6?
Yeah, we're 2.6 with our house. That's why we're not selling our house and why we're moving in
with
his dad renting it.
House is becoming a rental.
I know. I'm at 3.1 right now, and I'm like, not happening.
Yeah, that's a great interest rate too.
Yeah.
Mortgage
Nation here.
Right. Mobile asked, was there hardtop news?
Well, that was part of the hardtop news is what I was talking about with the outrageous way they ordered that top, by the way, without all those parts, because I think they assumed they were getting all that stuff.
Jessica said, I'll take over your mortgage. I bet. Yeah, the way our economy has gone up here too, our house is worth way more than we bought it for too. So it's kind of
we're all right.
Kind of the two.
That's the thing. Like, I want to move closer to my cousin and his wife, which I actually went to school with, which is funny. Because when I actually went to go meet his new girlfriend, she's sitting at the table, I'm like, what are you doing here? I'm like, this is weird. But they live 40 minutes from me, and I want to move to closer to them because I'm there every couple of days anyway, just to save on miles and gas. And with the interest rates right now, I'm like, nope. And what I have left to pick from, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hard pass.
Yeah.
Bronco After Dark? What?
No, that's when we play music and get drunk, real drunk. Just kidding.
We used to call we had on our Nissan event, we did have it's called Went After Dark, because Went stood for Wheeling Enthusiasts of Nissan Trucks. And it was just it was just we put on the jams and just people got shit faced and just, it was fun.
And we were all staying in the campground that was stumbling distance from the area.
Oh yeah, Winter.
Yeah.
And seeing Kelly start dancing, 8 Mile dancing was hilarious.
Shut up.
She
don't tell the world about that.
Well,
what happens at Went After Dark stays at Went After Dark.
That's the show at Supercell.
That's the after show. Craig's funny as hell. I assume, Craig, you will be there at Supercell with your 78. Well, guys, that is the show.
That he doesn't know if it's gonna be ready.
What now?
I think it was him. I think he said that his 78 isn't gonna be ready for Supercell.
Well, he drove it last year.
Maybe.
Super Bowl's on Sunday. We don't care.
Yeah, my Bengals are not in it, so I was robbed.
I did squares, so I have to at least win something.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't got our squares at work. I probably won't be there for that. So that's the show tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate Jordan coming in. He was a very fun guest, and I didn't know how that one would go exactly because he's very on Bronco Nation stuff. Super corporate, super, that we have a talk track. This is where we're going to be. And he let his hair down a little bit. And he let
I think it's so funny. And I know some of the points just like with the butting heads, like that's the Jordan I know and get along with. So I'm like, I think he's great. I'm like, we'll have him on.
Yeah. Like I said, Chase in 2 weeks, maybe somebody after that, another big get. So we'll have to wait and see. Once again, happy hour will not be Tuesday or Thursday.
Omnipotent Alliance says, stay another hour. I just arrived.
Hey, I'm about to crash, man.
Same.
It's 11:20 here. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I've had a big glass of whiskey tonight, so I'm gonna sleep really well.
They did ask how many you'd had tonight because you were being a little wild with Jordan.
No, I was gonna poke the bear anyways on that, like that Jordan, because I had a feeling he might kind of like jab a little bit back, and
I was proud of him for jabbing back at you.
So Laura was actually there, and what did she say? Hold on, because she had texted me. She's like, we're having internet issues, and I'm like, will you please jump on? And she goes, no, why? Or laying in the loft spying. Have fun. We wish you guys were here.
She's funny. Super nice in person, by the way.
Yes.
Maybe we'll eventually get Laura on the show because I'm curious about her background. But if you ever have questions or comments, email us at allterrainnationmedia@gmail.com. If they're for me, Kelly, or Aly, I will be sure they get to either direction. And I'm sure they'll be happy to answer those questions. Aly has a YouTube channel she's trying to promote.
Yes.
I'm up to 150 people.
Woo! Nice.
So check her out if you haven't already. Check her out on the Instas. Check us out on Instagram.
Yeah, both of my tags are literally on the screen.
There you go.
I made it really easy.
Yeah,
and you'll see it's all a whole bunch of underscores in it. So it's All Terrain Nation Media with underscores under all of it.
Somebody's resting on All Terrain Nation on Instagram.
And they won't let it go.
They won't. And they're not using it. They're just resting on it. So
yeah. So definitely be sure to check us out and check allterraination.com. And I think that's it.
Look for live updates starting Wednesday night, probably from Chicago, and we'll go from there. And I can't promise what you'll see. We'll be at definitely the Jeep press event and the Toyota one. And after that, we're just going to have some fun.
Yeah, for sure.
So I got to get this ready because she's going to yell at me if I didn't. So Kelly, whether it be 2-wheel drive,
4-wheel drive,
it only matters what you drive tonight. If you're driving what?
We're talking Broncos tonight on Bronco Talk Live with Aly Dubois.
Dubois. Peace.
Bye.